All right, electrifying attraction, breathtaking dates, and true love. The beloved reality dating show The One provides viewers with a weekly barrage of emotional fireworks. The coveted rose bearer, Alexander von Altenburg, is looking for the one he wants to marry in front of an audience of millions. The audience who captures his heart not only wins an attractive fiancée, but also $50,000. The exciting season is slowly winding to its finale. The audience longing awaits that first kiss, and only three candidates remaining to fight for Alexander's heart. One of them is Cheyenne. She was looking for true love, but found death instead. The show's producer found her body floating in the pool at 11:15 p.m. How could something terrible like this have happened? Can you determine what happened, who murdered Cheyenne, and why? So we'll go ahead around the circle. Just go ahead, everybody, introduce yourselves, and then Nina wants. We'll have Nina go last, and then Nina can read the prologue. So go ahead and introduce yourself, everybody.
As you all know, I'm Judith. I'm the show's psychiatrist, and I've met many of you at least once in my office, and it's been very interesting, open, and honest discussions, which I all thank you for. Yeah.
Well, I'm Alexander. I'm obviously the star of this wonderful show. Yeah, you're all here because of me. Thank you, thank you. I've been traveling quite a lot, just as it says on my favorite tattoo. Travel gives you life meaning. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's my mantra. That's what I'm going with. I'm here to find the love of my life, and well, can't wait.
I'm Ella, I'm 22. I'm one of the people fighting for Alexander's heart. I fell in love with him instantly. I'm a very
Obviously.
spiritual and emotional person. I conducted my psychic before I got here, and I'm just all in, or else I wouldn't be here.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm 29 years old. I'm also competing for one of the finalists for Alexander's Heart in the One show, as you all know. And I'm very famous on Instagram. I'm a public starling. Everybody knows me, as I'm sure you all do. And I'm very traumatized by what happened, the death of our colleague earlier this evening.
I am George von Altenburg. I'm a self-made billionaire. I wish my son would have followed in my footsteps, but he didn't. And now I'm here with all of you.
I'm Benjamin. I'm the camera operator. So I've been filming all of you and hopefully getting some really good footage for the show.
Well, as you all know, I'm Nina King, and I run this show. I run the world, really. And let me just get it straight. Alexander, you're not all here. We're not all here because of you. You're all here because of me. I've run the successful show for over a decade with record-breaking rankings every single year, you little twit. Anyways, as we start this evening off, we found out we have no time for sentimental talk. I gotta have my caffeine. Give me a second. Oh. There's been a tragic accident here on the set. We must act quickly and wisely. The police and the press can't get wind of this until we've clarified the situation. At 11:15 p.m., I found Cheyenne floating dead in the pool. She had several broken bones and a very bloody head wound. I want to know how it happened. If anyone saw anything remarkable today or knows anything about this tragic accident, you must let us know. We won't leave this table until this has been resolved. So what did everybody notice today? Where were you? What were you doing?
Well, let's go back further. Let's go back to try and follow up where people were up until the point. So let's go back to when everyone met up earlier, about 7 o'clock. So I was everyone around about 7-ish. So actually, let's go back further to about 6-ish.
Well, about 7-ish, you and I were in my office, Judith.
Mm-hmm.
I also was with someone.
Who were you with?
He wants to say. He can say.
I had a little conversation with Ella around 7.
Was it just conversation, Alex?
Oh.
Xander?
Yeah, we were just talking. No worries. We stick to the rules.
Like
Oh,
you,
she really did.
like you stuck to the rules earlier, right, Alex?
Not sure what you're talking about, Dad.
Well, the camera guy knows what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Is it really the situation to make like those weird accusations? Someone died, Dad.
Yes, and I want to find the murderer.
But around 7, we were in Alexander's room talking.
Just
Sorry,
talking.
George, what were you referring to when you said Alexander broke the rules earlier?
I let the camera guy say this.
Wow.
Benji?
You don't have to succumb to my dad's pressure, Benjamin. Just let the old man.
I mean, I'm going to give Alexander a chance to come clean first.
There's nothing I have to be ashamed about.
So tell us then.
I just gave everyone their time, you know. I mean, each of the contestants
Excuse me.
talking with
Okay.
people. I talked a lot with Ella. Okay. Oh.
What, like 2 minutes more?
Oh my God.
I'm shocked.
You were at least
Can't you just say what happened, camera guy?
What happened? I want
At
to know.
6:30, Alexander was working out with Cheyenne.
We were working out.
Yes. Unfortunately, my camera batteries did die, sort of. So I didn't quite get all of that on camera, unfortunately.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. We were just doing workouts. I was showing her some yoga pose I picked up in India.
So it's a shame that my camera batteries died, unfortunately.
Samantha, where were you at around 7 p.m. this evening?
At 7 p.m., I was in my room getting ready for the pool party.
Mm.
How about you, Nina?
Well, I was with Judith. We were in my office having some coffee, maybe a little bit of vodka, and just talking about the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just going over the notes from the last 24 hours, how you were going to edit it and what the psychological impact.
To be fair, I was hearing them in the office, but it did sound like there was more going on than just a nice little talk over vodka. Got a bit heated, didn't it, Nina?
Not at all. Not at all.
Nope.
No. Oh.
But it wouldn't surprise me if it got heated. I have the same feelings when I talk with Judith all the time.
Oh.
Ooh.
I actually find Judith very helpful. She has helped me out in many situations.
And I find
course
Ella
you
very
do.
open. I find Ella very open to the suggestions and listens to
So she's
reason
nice.
and is grown.
Samantha,
So when
you were
are
by
you
yourself?
talking about? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So when were Nina and you did? When did you were talking in the office?
We were at 7 o'clock, just before I held the ceremony. Held the meeting in the ceremony room just before.
Well, maybe I'm mistaken then with you two, but I definitely heard you arguing. I think it might have been with my dad then. What was that about?
I was upset that I had to be here at this island. You
Why
know,
do you
some
have to
people
be here?
need to work to earn money.
Why are you here then? You're not needed.
I have to be here because of you.
Because what? Why
Because of you.
me? I'm doing fine without you. It's my show.
Family has to be here.
It's actually my show, Alexander. It's not your show.
Yeah.
And while I'm feeling between this dynamic between Alexander and George, there's a lot of tension. Alexander wants to have an open and honest conversation with George, and George is very resistant to the idea.
I have been trying to have normal conversations with my son for 29 years. And from the very first minute, he was unable to articulate himself.
Maybe he's trying to articulate in a way that you need to open up to hear him. So conversely, Alex, maybe you need to understand what your dad is trying to tell you directly, and maybe there's room for you both to actually learn how to talk and to listen to each other.
What do you expect from talking to a guy who tries to give like a lecture to like a newborn? I mean, and from that point, he like never stopped talking to me like a baby. So
Yeah, I feel I have seen that as well. I agree with Alex.
Of
Okay,
course
George?
you do, Ella. You always agree with everyone's opinions because you don't have any
Why
of
not
your
with
own.
his workout session?
Wow.
Ella doesn't have to take that criticism, George. You need to find a way to open and talk to Alexander and also listen to him. And how does that make you feel when he says you talk
Okay.
to him like a newborn?
Can we
I'm gonna get
continue on?
everybody. I'm gonna
Please,
get every.
did the camera guy say what he did at 7 p.m.?
Well, at 7 p.m. I was changing my batteries on the camera.
He was
So
with me at 7.
Benjamin was with you at 7.
no, I
No,
wasn't.
Alexander. Oh,
no,
sorry.
We were talking about
Yes.
camera guy.
yeah,
Benjamin, yeah.
Benjamin, what
I
was
was-
the matter with you? You were like super bitchy the whole day. Like you're not normally like that. And now you like even throw shade at me for like doing some yoga. Like, what's your problem today?
I mean, don't know what you mean. I just was filming. My batteries died. I really didn't want to be filming with the dead batteries, so I went to go and change my batteries, and then all of this heat on me. It's like I don't know what.
There's no heat on you, mate. It's just like your stupid batteries died. You told me to go to the shower, like you Nina. And then when we did like the ceremony room scene and just talking about the pool party, you were not even there. Like, were they not filmed? Are they not going to TV or what? Where were you?
At the pool party, yeah, I was planning to sort of basically arrive, sort of do a sort of like overhead view coming into the party, sort of once it was in swing, sort of rather than sort of be there already, because it sort of gives it more of a atmosphere.
I'd like to get. There was a tragic accident, and I'd like to know some more information. Samantha, you haven't said anything except for that you were in your dressing room. We don't have. Were you with anybody today? Did you interact with anyone?
At 7 or in general, you're talking?
Anytime
I mean,
between 7 and 11:15. I need to know your whereabouts.
yes, I mean, I met with, I saw Benjamin, I saw Cheyenne, I saw Ella and Nina and Alex. I did see all of you, as you know. We met in the ceremony room.
Did you interact with Cheyenne today at all?
Yes, I did meet her in the makeup room just before the ceremony. I was with Ella, and I mean, I don't want to talk ill about the dead, but she was really being a bitch to Ella. Voila.
At what
Yeah.
time
Sorry to say
was
this.
that?
It was about 6 p.m., I think.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
Who was a bitch to Elle?
Cheyenne.
Diane, I mean, I'm sorry to say this.
I'm sure she had
obviously
the
heartbroken
reasons.
about her.
No, I don't know her reasons. She called me a MILF. I don't even know what that is. So
What did she call you?
MILF.
A
MILF.
mill.
Yes, and
Actually-
I don't know what that is, but Sam then threw a shoe at her.
Yeah,
So-
actually, she did call Ella a virgin, and she called me a MILF.
Oh,
And
yes.
she was
okay.
making fun of my bikini collection as if she, she had the best collection of her own, which is not true. But
She did.
anyway.
She had nice bikinis, to be fair.
I think it's
Oh my god, I
slang,
actually
don't
agree with
know.
something with my son.
Wow.
There we go. Progress. We have something.
I mean, looking at my mum, at least you have good taste in women, mate.
Of course, I have good taste in everything. Except sons, obviously.
Well,
Wow.
can't choose your family, can you? Anyway, why did you like fight with Cheyenne girls? I mean, you were getting along most of the season.
I mean, we were always nice to her, and Ella was, as you know, is always a sweetheart, but Cheyenne just couldn't take it. I think she was jealous, maybe.
Jealous of what?
I don't know.
Excuse me? You know, I was in the previous The One, right? You know how many followers
couldn't
I
tell.
have?
I couldn't tell, sorry.
Oh,
You need to be nicer to her. There's no reason to be mean.
I mean, I have to respect my father-in-law, so my future father-in-law, so I cannot say anything.
That's going a bit too far now, Sam. It's going a bit too far.
You're too sweet, Ella.
Of course, I wish you best of luck.
So, yeah, I mean, we had this. She picked on us, and then Ella was very upset. So I helped calm her down, and the last thing I remember was Judith coming in to talk with Cheyenne, and then I left to continue doing my makeup in my room about 6:45. So
6, okay.
I don't know what happened between Judith and Cheyenne at the time.
It was a bit earlier than that. I thought it was about 6:30.
No, we
Yeah.
talked. We talked, right, Judith?
Yeah.
After.
So you
Something
didn't see
about-
Cheyenne then, Judith?
Cheyenne did. I haven't seen Cheyenne all evening up until the party, up to about 7:30. I went into the makeup room, and Sam and Ella were both there, and Samantha and Ella were there. Sam left, and me and Ella talked.
What were you doing in the makeup room?
I wanted to just have a check in with the girls, make sure how everyone was doing.
She's my support. I need her.
Maybe try standing on your own legs, Ella.
Yeah, that's what she recommended. I do, and I did.
Rather than on your back.
See?
What?
No,
Sorry.
no,
Ina,
ma'am.
there's no Ina. That we've talked about this. Stop it.
That's a good
No,
one.
no, no, ma'am.
What did Cheyenne tell you, Judith? I mean, why was she so upset and stuff? You have a good ear for that.
I can't discuss what me and Chan talked about.
Because you killed her?
No, I did not kill her. I'm the
So
psychiatrist.
Benjamin, at 7:30, you weren't at the pool party because why? I mean, you're supposed to be there and filming. I don't understand where you disappeared to.
Oh, because at 7:30 the filming wasn't supposed to start straight away, so I was basically planning to do an approach scene to make it a bit more dramatic.
Is that what we had discussed? I don't remember that's what we had discussed, but my vodka could be talking too. But I don't believe that that's what we discussed.
Talking about camera guy, why is he also the barkeeper, Nina? Why couldn't you have hired someone else
For what?
for barkeeping?
He's not my barkeeper. I
He
pour my
prepared
own vodka.
drinks.
I should put in a bit of colourful to make the drinks more colourful on the camera. I was just adding some sort of colourful straws and some umbrellas, just to make it a bit more colourful for the camera, and to identify whose drinks were whose, so that it's more visible to the audience.
Benjamin mixed the drinks?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
Okay. Did Cheyenne had one of those drinks?
I mean,
Yes,
I
they all
asked,
did.
I asked
All
for
of
a
you did.
drink with. We all had drinks with colorful umbrellas that Benjamin prepared, and
mhm.
I asked for one that specifically matched my dress, so he was very helpful.
You've got a background in cocktail making, have you, Benjamin?
No, because all the drinks are pre-prepared behind the bar. It's just I was just trying to make them more colourful and thematic,
Mm.
add that flair for the
It was
camera.
just decorating.
Hey, but none of this answers how Cheyenne got in this tragic accident and had broken bones, and we've got to figure it out before the police get here, and we have to figure out all of this because this is going to ruin my career.
So Nina, you haven't seen Cheyenne before 7:15?
You didn't see her all day?
No, I'm asking you. Have you seen her before the ceremony?
Yes,
At all?
saw her with Alexander at 6:30 with in the fitness room.
Yeah, we did a workout.
Mm.
You know, I like to have my abs nice and defined for a shoot.
Mm.
The audience love it, and you girls love it, so why not? And she just dropped by and joined me for it. Apparently, it's like super shady, according to my dad, but just doing some workouts in front of the camera. I'm sure Nina
Yeah.
appreciates because she knows it's good for viewers.
Yes, it is good for your sexy body, Alexander, is good for viewers. Absolutely.
Yes. Unfortunately, we have to have that as a main focus.
Is Ella cracking?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you wanted. I'm even wearing your stupid fitness art bracelet, so be happy.
Yeah,
Alex,
it's
we were,
good.
talk-
You're taking care of your body. It's important.
Alex, we were talking earlier and Cheyenne came in and interrupted. How did that make you feel?
We were talking earlier.
Yeah, about 6:15. Because you've been avoiding me a hell of a lot recently. You haven't been coming to my
I'm sorry,
sessions.
I need to go and check on my makeup. I will be right back.
Sure. So sorry, what was that, Judith?
So I finally caught up with you today about 6ish, and you've
Yeah.
been quite emotionally distant from me. You haven't really been engaging me very much. And then Cheyenne came and interrupted us. So what was that all about?
I just, you know, be going like final 3 and stuff. And I just need a few minutes for myself in the workout room. And then
But
just
Cheyenne came and
like,
interrupted us.
yeah, I don't want to like piss you off or anything, but I just wasn't the time and place for it.
Well,
I mean,
surely
yeah.
surely if things come to a head, it's more important you talk to me and on a more emotional, stable level.
Yeah, but you know, if I don't need cosmic vibrations if I lift some weights, you know, it's like you can do this like afterwards.
But all the pressure you've got with the show and your father.
I don't give a shit about my dad. It's
I'm
just,
actually seeing progress by avoiding you, Judith. He's showing progress.
How does
Wow.
that how is that progress if he's not talking?
Well,
and
he's
not
avoiding
showing
you. That's, you know, something he did good for once.
Who is avoiding whom?
Alex is
Alex is
avoiding Judith.
Judith.
Oh,
on a professional level? I completely disagree fundamentally with that statement.
well,
course
he's
he
trying
would.
to find the perfect wife. He doesn't have much time, you know.
Whereas the
Yeah,
pressure cooker
I-
builds and the pressure.
it's just
I
Or
will say
maybe-
fitness has come a long way, Alex. I mean, seeing them baby photos, they were interesting photos.
What a loser.
Oh yeah.
You're so fucking bitchy today, Benjamin. Don't appreciate that.
Actually, I might remember your name for once, Benjamin. Camera guy.
I mean, as I say, I think that was good camera cinematography. Getting them photos just shows where you've come from and sort of where you're leading to.
What were when I went to see Nina earlier? This is about, if I can remember the time, it was about
7.
7. No, it was a bit earlier than that. When I turned up, George, was it you and George?
But you were with me 15
Right,
minutes before
yes,
that.
and I was speaking with George because of some behavior issues that he was showing, and I was trying to get him under control.
I
issues.
was
When was
upset
that?
because I actually explained myself already. I will not repeat myself.
I
You
mean,
can try
there's
to
a murder
straighten him
here.
up,
You
you will
can't.
not.
But sir, we
I'm
would
not
like
the
to know.
murderer. It's one of you.
Yeah, right. Says every
It's
murderer
possibly
ever.
Nina. I mean, that stupid like pet cop play she's pulling now. I don't know. Like, oh, we have to find the murderer. Probably was you, wasn't it?
First thing, there wasn't a murder. It was a tragic accident. Okay. There
Hmm.
was no murder on the set. It was a tragic accident. We
Hmm.
need to figure out what happened to Cheyenne. And
She
yes,
had
this is my
broken
set.
bones.
Of course, I am the queen of the set, sir.
How do you know she had broken bones, Ella?
Well, Miss King
Well,
said that before.
Yeah.
and if when you look at somebody and a bone is sticking out the neck, it's supposed to be that way.
Oh,
Or
that bad?
it was that bad.
I could never kill her. I didn't like her and we had our differences, but that's just going too far.
I agree. I could never imagine Ella killing anyone, honestly.
Well, if someone tells her to, she would do it.
No, and also I had a drink before at the pool party, and Sam knows that I pretty much am drunk after just one sip. I could never kill someone in that state.
She's a cheap drunk, Ella.
Yes.
Do you even remember what you did after the first drink?
After my first?
Yes.
Of course, I was then talking to Alexander.
What were you talking about?
That was after.
You mean during the pool party?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just looking at him for a bit.
But did you talk at all?
No.
I think
you were not talking. What,
No,
you
no,
were talking or not?
No, sorry. I was gathering my confidence to talk to him.
I mean, you had a lot of time to wait. I mean, you definitely wanted the last date for today, so you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Some time to build up some confidence.
Yes, I wanted to be the last one.
But you would actually spend some time alone with him before the pool party, hadn't you, Ella?
I did. Just a couple of minutes.
You're spending quite a lot of time with my son.
Well, I love him.
How can anyone love him?
I see the good in people, not just the bad.
I just had chat. I mean, all of them try obviously to charm, and all of them are charming. But yeah,
Of course they are, right, Alexander? They are charming. The 100 previous ones are charming.
Nobody's counting that. Nobody's counting.
Well, I am. I have to. Someone has to pay them.
I can tell you, Mister, that he will stop counting after this show because I'm perfect for him.
Well, you're in a dream world. And he's not your dream boy.
Ella, did you
see?
Yes. Ella, did you see Alexander spending any time with any of the other contestants today?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know he spent time with Cheyenne before he met me.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it. I mean, not that this stupid bickering is just matter. I mean, Cheyenne is dead. I think we should just get the police in and talk to them.
No. You need to figure out what happened to her.
Yeah, I would like to know what happened to her. But I don't think you have the capabilities to get there.
Wow. Well, in order to know, you should tell us what you were talking about with everyone. You've been extremely shady, Alexander, this whole night. Like, I mean, our goal here is to find out what happened, and you're not helping at all. We're all being transparent here, except for you and your father.
Well, Judith is also not transparent.
Well, what are your issues, though? Why are you so mad at your son?
Why? I have to be here because of him. I want to work.
Why do you have to be here? He's old
because
enough
I
to
am
be alone.
family. Family has to be here.
And it's horrible, isn't it? Sitting in the Maldives, being at a pool party you've not been invited to, and just sipping some drinks. You really have a bad life, Dad. Really bad life.
I would rather be working. You know, that's how I made my billions.
Can't wait for those.
Well, what are you so scared of Alexander being here and you not being with him?
Oh, he doesn't know what to say, does he?
Was the question directed to me?
What
Was the question, sir?
Why can't Alexander be here by himself? Why are you not working out making your billions?
Because I have to be here. Ask Miss King. She told me I have to be here for my son.
But
Of course, it was her.
So, can you tell us what you discussed with Nina? George,
When?
please.
well,
When you
you
were arguing with
talking
her
once.
earlier.
Exactly that. I was upset that I had to be here. I couldn't understand why. I had to give
But what's the
stupid interview
reason
about
then?
my son. I wanted to talk about my company, you know?
Yeah,
But
why
they
did you
were
get
not
him here,
allowing.
Nina?
That's not exactly true, George.
Oh, what is true then, Nina? Come on.
He was mad because he wanted your affair with Cheyenne filmed.
What affair with Cheyenne film?
Fair.
Well,
Everyone
exactly.
gets
And I
filmed
didn't
here.
think there was anything of it. I just thought you were working out.
Yes, we were just doing some yoga. What do you think,
Yeah,
that we
right.
have like sex in front of Ben and his camera in the
Well,
fitness
Ben
room?
Did you or did you
Didn't
not?
see Ben.
Of course we didn't. What do you think we do here? Filming a porn? Fucking hell.
Benji, what did you see exactly? Were they just doing yoga, really?
They were doing very close workouts. I'm pretty sure if Benjamin and me went there, they would have gone to the next step.
No, there's like a very special healing yoga from India. I got it taught by a monk. It was a really weird situation when he taught me, but that's how it's done. And I showed her because she's really into these worldly things. Like,
Is
yeah.
that what it's called these days?
And this happened this evening?
Yes, it happened at 6:30.
Just a
Can't
bit of
believe
yoga.
it.
I don't know exactly what went on with Cheyenne and Alexander, but they definitely were together.
Yeah, we were together in the fitness room. So,
And I wanted it recorded because I follow rules, and rules have to be followed.
I have
I-
workouts in my contract. I was following the rules. I'm sorry.
But why do you have to be here when there's I don't think they were
Yeah,
having
Nina,
an
why does
affair.
this scumbag have to be here?
I don't know why he's here. He doesn't have to be here.
He said you invited him here. You like forced him
No,
here.
that is not true.
But isn't he the one funding the show? Sorry.
No.
What? No.
I thought you were paying this money. All right.
No.
My bad.
He only gives out money for boring things and watches. He wouldn't fund anything like this.
No, he is definitely not funding the show. My show is funded on its own.
Yeah, but so one of you is then talking shit. So he says he's here because he wanted him here, and you say he's here on his own mission. So what's going on, guys? Do you have an affair?
No, me and
Wow.
George. No.
Son, come on.
I mean, I would say you both can do
I
better.
can do
You
better
probably
than
can't.
that, son.
Wow.
You lying son of a bitch.
So did you or did you not?
No, we did not. I would never sleep with that man.
Me neither.
Maybe they
I'm
were
not a
doing
man.
hot yoga in there. I have no idea.
Hmm.
Anyway, that doesn't get us anywhere closer. So I saw Cheyenne. The girls were like fighting with her a little bit, but were you like fighting with each other as well, Ella, Samantha, or were you just like?
No, we're best friends here. So she, Sam and me.
I
are
mean, you're
good
still
friends.
competing, right? I mean,
Okay.
Well,
So
you don't have
since
to be
people
mean
don't
to each
believe me,
other.
I found the letter Lina sent me. I have to be here for the family date in the finale. But during this date,
Oh,
the contestants will get to know
for
the parents.
family portion.
Yes,
There's a
that's why
family
I have to
date?
be here.
oh,
So I
Oh,
was
I'm-
not lying.
No, you're not lying. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying, but you were getting too involved. You didn't need to get too involved. You just needed to be involved for the family portion.
So
it's-
George
Those have to be followed.
wanted Alexander and Cheyenne to be filmed, but Nina didn't. Am I getting this correctly?
Correct.
Why didn't you
Well,
want them to be filmed, Nina?
I didn't think it was necessary
when? During the workout?
during
Yes.
the workout.
So if you didn't want this to be filmed, why was Ben there filming them?
He wasn't. He was following. Ben was actually not filming. He was there. He wasn't even there.
No, he was there. He was
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there. He should have filmed.
And Ben
No.
said
His
his
battery
battery
ran
wanted
out.
him
actually
to film, but
died.
he was not filming.
Why
Yeah,
did
But
I
did
couldn't
you tell
film.
him not
I
to
didn't
film?
film because my batteries were out. So
Yeah, but you were still there. But if Nina doesn't want you there, why were you wearing the footsteps?
because basically I was doing an interview with George, and
Yes.
basically George effectively wanted me out of that interview, and
Right. Let's give me the timeline. At 6 o'clock, George had his solar interview.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
That was the reason he was involved. His involvement. He wasn't supposed to be there for this entire day and
We
then
left the interview booth, and then we see Alex and Cheyenne making out.
What?
They
We were
made
not making
out?
out.
Yes.
No.
I mean, basically, they
Seriously?
made out.
Alex,
Basically,
I thought we
there
had an
it's falling
agreement.
apart. Where did you do the interview that you saw us anyway?
we
I
were
did it in
we
the
left the
interview
interview
booth.
booth.
yeah.
Interview.
It's right outside the gym.
And we were about to head back into the building when Cheyenne when we saw you and Cheyenne in the fitness room.
Was she wearing one of her bikinis in the fitness room, maybe?
Well, let's just say she was doing her best to show off how strong Alex was or is.
Jesus.
I'm quite strong, what can I say? But as I said, Ben was filming us. Whether he got the instruction or not, he did.
I told
Until
him
his
to.
batteries fell out.
But when you have it on film, you can tell us exactly what happened between those two, Benjamin, right?
No, because he's not a capable camera guy.
Oh,
Hang on, Benjamin, who told
Talk
you to
about Benji
film?
like this.
Well, I was filming the interview under Nina's orders, and then George basically ended the interview and told me to
Why?
go film them, but I didn't film them because my batteries were low, so I went back to my room to basically get new batteries.
why do you want him to be filmed, George?
Because he was breaking the rules.
But aren't you?
Rules.
Don't you want
The
to
rules of
support
the
your
first
son?
kiss should only happen at the end of the show.
Did
Yeah,
you
we
see
didn't
them
kiss.
kissing?
No, but they were about to.
Yeah.
So did you stop them?
What stopped them?
No, I wouldn't have stopped him. I want him disqualified and be gone from the island.
But why? I thought you wanted him to find a wife.
No, I don't want him to find a wife. I want him to find motivation for work.
So in your head, that work's more important than your son being happy.
But he's got like 5 beautiful cars. He's got money. Why should he have to work?
Because his mother keeps buying him cars with my money.
And that makes you angry?
Yes, of course. How would you feel if I spent your money, Judith?
Well, if you have billions, it doesn't matter.
And also, surely your wife's money is your money and it shouldn't matter what she spends her money on.
Breach.
Well, my wife didn't work, so now it's my money.
Wow.
So is that basically everything has to go through you then?
Yes, I am the man of the house.
See, and from him, I have to get like dating tips and when I break rules or stuff. Isn't that sad? This is like, he has no idea whether we are going to kiss or not. This man had maybe sex once in his life, if at all. Not even sure. And he's like, oh, they
I
were
don't
like,
know if I would talk about your father that way, Alexander, because just because I wouldn't sleep with him doesn't mean he's not a sexy man that other women wouldn't sleep with him. So I think you need to temper yourself, sir.
I think my mother has better taste than that. I think she got the money in and then, I mean, my beauty surely is not coming from this man.
I've had more success in this department than you have, my son.
Mm-mm.
All right, so I did, okay. So after, George, what did you do after we left? You left my office.
I
Where
went
did
to
you
the
go?
bar. I went to the bar.
Oh, when was that?
At 7
Before the
p.m. I
ceremony?
went to the bar. Yes.
Did you get drunk?
No. There are not enough drinks on this island to make me drunk.
So who was it? Did you drink with anyone? Was anyone there?
Pause.
I mean, Ben
you
was
alone?
was there, I guess he said.
George, was
Who was
anyone
it?
there at the bar with you?
Ben joined us later, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben joined us later. Ben joined who's us? You and who?
Cheyenne and me, we were talking about the weather.
You
Oh,
were with Cheyenne at the bar.
At 7.
Oh,
Yes,
And Benji
because
was with you?
Benjamin joined us later, yes.
Yeah, a bit later
Because he
on.
made the drinks.
Well, I didn't make the drinks. As I say, they were pre-prepared. I just flourished the drinks and made them individual.
look at us talking about a dead woman for half an hour, trying to figure out what it is, and then, oh yeah, I saw her at the bar.
Yeah, casually.
Hmm.
Well, gentlemen don't speak.
Oh,
What did
why
you
did you
speak
try to
with?
Oh,
speak
what
with
did
her?
you do with Cheyenne that you wouldn't speak about it?
Mm-hmm.
This
Were
is a
you
conversation
having,
between her and me.
well, she's dead. Were you
Yes.
having an affair with her?
Oh,
Again,
I'm a
wouldn't go
married
for him.
man, Ella.
You can
Still.
still have an affair.
You've kind of admitted it without admitting it that you've had affairs in the past.
The scandal.
Oh, so that's why you
George.
wanted it recorded, because you were having an affair with her.
Never he would have had an affair with her. I mean, look at her, look at him.
Well,
Yes,
he's
well,
rich.
look at
son,
his money.
look at
So-
me.
Yes,
Yeah,
look
look
at
at
his
you.
money.
If he even would try, he
not
would
denying it.
recede faster than his hairline. That
But
would
he's
happen.
not denying it. Were you having an affair, sir? Good sir.
George, were you having an affair with Cheyenne?
I
Yes
don't
or
kiss
no?
and talk.
What?
Ooh.
That a yes.
Yes.
Well, it's not a no.
I'm sorry, what did he say? I didn't understand.
I don't kiss and talk.
You don't kiss and tell.
I tell you. So.
If you had an affair with her,
So she had a meeting. So first she does the son and then she does the dad. Wow. Within an hour. I would never do that to you, Alexander. I'm a perfect wife. I will do everything for you. But
You're
I
just
will
making this
never
up to fuck me
betray
off.
you within an hour.
Ella, we have a dead woman on my set. Why are you still trying to get married?
I'm so sorry, ma'am. But
Love.
I was here to find love. And I found love. I don't want to let it go. Ma'am.
Maybe you should let it go, you know, like the chick in
Or like
this
like
Disney
you
movie.
and your affair. What?
Oh.
What Disney movie?
Benjamin, what time did you get to the bar?
About 7:15.
what did you see them do? That's my
Um,
arsehole and Cheyenne.
Well, I didn't see Cheyenne there. It was only George there at the time.
Oh,
Mm.
trust me, she was there.
No, the ceremony started at 7:15.
No, 7:30.
No, the 7:15. I held a meeting in the ceremony room at 7:15 before each shoot, like I always do.
So was she there or not
Yeah, she was.
at the
Yeah, she
bar?
was with
Of course she
Cheyenne?
was.
No,
Yeah, but Ben said
7:15.
she wasn't there.
No, she was already in the ceremony room.
With us.
So you got to the bar and George was at the bar by himself, Benjamin?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
He's probably fantasizing about Cheyenne.
It's not my fault that the camera guy
So
is
how
half
long
blind.
have you been having this affair then? So
What affair? I have neither denied nor
You
Confirmed.
Confirmed
you
anything.
didn't deny it.
Yes,
What
but your
did- what did you
denial is
talk
quite
about then?
shady.
We were talking about the weather.
The weather. And how was the weather?
In the evening, when it's
Yes,
dark.
it was very
Evening.
humid.
Mhm.
Very British. Okay, so you're saying that you were at the bar with Cheyenne. So did Cheyenne leave you then, or did she go to another part of the bar, or what happened? What were her movements?
She left for her room
At what time?
right before Benjamin came.
Oh,
So
she's
before
probably getting ready.
7:15, she left for the room.
Because she wasn't at the bar when I got there. So
I
Did
told
you
her
know
that
about
she should
the-
stop the stupid show
Oh,
because she's better than this.
Oh, you told her
because
to
she should
stop.
marry you.
No, I'm married.
Did you know about the affair, Judith?
No. George hasn't talked to me.
It's
What about
Cheyenne
you,
told me
Cheyenne?
one thing.
Oh, so Shan didn't mention that.
That was not bad.
How about you, Nina? Did you know about George and Cheyenne? I mean, you know everything.
No, I did not know about George and Cheyenne. I'm actually very surprised.
Hmm.
But it would make sense then, doesn't it? For him to want their meeting to be recorded so she could get disqualified. Or he?
I want him to be disqualified.
So
So
you
you can
wanted him
become
to
the
be
bachelor?
recorded.
No,
mm.
so he can start working for his money.
And you can have
Then
Cheyenne.
his mother will finally see what he is. A lazy bum.
I'm not a lazy bum. I had like 2 startups. I've been working for you. What do you want?
You lost me millions.
Lost you millions.
Well,
At
you
least I was
still have
trying
some.
something.
More than you ever will, Ella.
Well, who knows?
No, I know.
I have Instagram too, you know.
What is Instagram?
She also has an OnlyFans page. We're okay.
I don't know what this OnlyFans is.
Alex, did you ever suspect that Cheyenne and your dad were having anything together?
No, of course not. Her taste is much better than that. Have you seen her? Have you seen him? Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
It's a,
He might
Maybe
be
you
rich,
found
but
out
he's
and
not
got
that
insult
angry?
rich.
me.
No,
You felt
there's-
betrayed?
she would have never done that. Never.
Well, it
She
sounds
was
like she
in the
did.
show to win the show.
Well, I
And
think
me.
it sounds like she wanted your money, Alexander.
No.
We all know that. She
Well,
used to
she
talk
had
about you
two-
behind your back all the time.
She had.
Oh,
some-
what?
Wait,
What is this?
She said
Cheyenne,
what?
yes. Cheyenne only wanted you for your money. She said that to us, to Ella and me, more than once. I mean, indirectly, but still, we could all see that. And you were falling head over heels for her, although I don't see why, honestly. But
I don't. I think you just make this up now. I mean, it's not great to talk about a dead woman like that.
it's not. But these were facts. I'm
It's-
sorry. This. I think this might help us get to whatever happened to her.
Also, she has made our lives a living hell during the show here.
Yeah, great. You're like the
I
most
mean-
ridiculous bunch. You like talk shit about her. Now she's dead. My dad pretends to have an affair with her. This is the most ridiculous number of people. She probably killed herself to get out of it.
Okay, now Benjamin, that you're here, we can get the pool party started. So everyone, we could have gotten the pool party started at 7:45 when he came back. So everyone was around at that time, and well, except for George, of course, but what were the rest of you doing?
George was there.
I was there.
What?
I
George was
did
there.
see Ella's assets.
You did see all of that.
Can we
I didn't
not
know she
talk
had
about
any.
it?
Ah, you were there, George?
Yes.
Everyone saw.
I didn't know that George was there.
There was a lot to be
And
said.
Alex keeps defending her.
Defending who?
Well, I
Cheyenne.
think
Defending Cheyenne.
Alex,
I mean,
I
what
think
she
you.
did at the
It was
time.
just a game. I mean,
Well,
it can happen.
it's more than a game for you, isn't it, Alex?
Hmm?
More than a game for you, isn't it?
Of course, I want to find my love.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a game. But I'm sorry, Ella, but things can happen, and they will just edit it out anyway. It's not like the world will see your pair.
But it was still a horrible experience.
I'm sorry for that.
No worries, we didn't see so much.
Wow, what a charmer. No surprise everyone wants to have a affair with you.
It's not what I was on about, Alex. I think you know what I'm on about.
What are you implying, camera guy?
Well, obviously, the interview with Ella after the incident, Ella admitted something.
Ella, what did you
I'm
admit?
Yeah.
stress eating already. Can we not talk about it, please?
I have no idea. I wasn't at the interview, as you know, so who knows what she said.
What happened?
Well,
Can you help us, camera guy?
Well, you know what-
Judith was
weren't you-
there, and I think Nina was there as well.
Yes.
Better if this comes from Ella.
Yeah.
This was at 8?
This was at 8 p.m.
Yep.
So
Don't remind me of 8 p.m. That was a horrible time.
why, George?
Yeah, tell me about it.
What?
I mean,
happened?
this is the only time I have to agree with George.
What
Well,
8 p.m. was-
Alexander really broke the rules this time. The first kiss happened.
Well,
I don't think it
Ella-
was the first kiss.
no, Ella came out and told the camera that she had had sex with Alex.
What?
What?
Mhm.
Yes. Ella
came
came
running
out, she
in?
exclaimed into the camera and said, I had sex with Alex, and he said that for my first time, it was very good.
Why would you say that?
You said it, right?
You came out to the camera.
Yeah.
Ella, you said it.
Oh, sorry. I thought Alex said it before I did.
No,
No.
you said it.
Oh,
After you flashed your boobs.
I didn't flash my boobs. She ripped my bikini
Not
off
on purpose,
my
but
body.
Seriously, Ella? You
But
had
yes.
sex with Alex?
Well,
I'm
you know,
shocked.
we had such a good connection.
Oh, what do you
I
have to
think-
say about this, Nina? I mean, I think this really, really disqualifies Nina of the show, and Alex, for that matters. Ella, sorry.
Well, after that whole debacle, Ella was speaking with Judith, and we were back at the pool. Benjamin and I went straight back to the pool.
Yep.
And it was your solo date, Samantha, with Alex at that time.
Is this why it came out of nowhere that you decided that I have a date with Alex?
Well, it's part of the show. You knew all this. It was part of
I
the
mean,
solo date.
It is, but it kind of came out of nowhere after the incident with Ella and everything. And
It didn't come out of nowhere. You knew when we went to the ceremony meeting earlier in the evening that you guys were all going to have solo dates in the pool.
Yeah,
That's why you
true,
were
yeah.
in your bathing suit already.
yeah, but not at that time. I
So
don't know.
after the pool party, you were going to have a solo date. And so now it was the time for your solo date.
But
And,
why wasn't the solo date first with Cheyenne, for example, or with Ella?
Because Because
Sure.
that's not how we did it. We had it with you.
Ella really wanted to have the last one. It's probably the right idea given her incident. But
So for me,
Well,
we should discuss the most important question right now. Nina, are you going to air the confession of Ella that she slept with Alex?
I haven't decided what cuts are going to be, but
But you
It's-
can't do it. We had
You
this-
have to,
I've already
Nina.
told Ella that
The whole
that
world needs to know what
she
kind
was
of
going to
person
she was going
Alexander
to have
is.
a very nice solo date with Alex in the season finale, and everything is gonna be okay.
I actually told her that it might be a good idea for her to leave the show because I don't think she's emotionally strong enough to handle the backlash from this.
Yeah, I was thinking about leaving the show. Yes, but then we had a talk in the office, Nina.
Right.
Right.
And Ella's okay. Everything's been cleared up. Ella's okay.
I don't think it's Ella's fault, honestly. I think Alex probably like lured her into it, knowing that she loves him.
I'll let no one into
no,
anything.
I don't think he would do that. No.
No.
When did
'cause
when this incident between you happened, if I may ask?
Earlier in the evening, I believe.
No, there's nothing happened today.
Today nothing happened. It happened. I don't know. The evening before. It was such a
Right.
beautiful night. I don't remember when.
You don't remember
Can we
when,
not-
when it was
Wow.
so beautiful?
Can
But
we
I
just go
re-
back and talk about her boobs
We don't.
when they were showing?
Can we not talk about my boobs, please? I'm more
Well,
like
Can we talk about this one
Let's
weird
talk
long
about
hair
him,
on the
yes.
left
Oh,
breast?
we are
Okay,
finished.
so
Yeah.
hold on a second. So let's talk about this.
Please, come on.
I just want to know, are you going to air this, Nina?
No, I've already told Ella that she's going to be protected. No, it's not going to be aired.
I mean, now that Cheyenne's gone, it's only
Why
me
is
and Ella. So
everyone
if,
trying to hide what kind of person Alexander is? The whole world needs to know. He does
Well-
not follow rules.
well, George,
Because
rules are not important
you-
if you're in love.
if you want
Mhm.
Alex to be found out in front of the world, I think George, the world needs to find out about you as well. That night, I came to find out something about you as well that Benji shared with me, and I would like to share it with the group.
Yeah, all ears.
I have no problem. I'm an open book.
Can we please share the object, Trae?
So
It's in
this
the
is
chat.
something you found, Samantha?
It's in the
Mhm.
chat.
This is something that Benji shared with me
Yeah.
that exposes the true reasons why George is here. So not as successful as he seems, huh? Or as he pretends
Well,
to
I
be.
think it is. I think I just think he's trying. I think he's trying to make sure his son looks good because he's taking over his business.
First
But
of
then
all,
why is he
the article is lying.
himself like
It
this?
says I'm a multimillionaire. I'm a multi-billionaire. You know,
But
Um,
you've
these
lost a lot.
reporters, they never know the difference between millions and billions.
who had
They wish
lost
they knew.
30% of your funds.
Yes, but not because of me, because of my son. This useless.
I'm turning things around, Dad. As you can see, if you wouldn't just torpedo this.
My investors are scared shitless that my son is going to take over my company.
And you have enough money. If only you have enough money to buy expensive presents for people you have nothing to do with.
I buy things
are you
to
here to
beautiful
make sure-
people, yes.
Mm.
Are you
What?
here to make sure your reputation doesn't get ruined? Then? Is this why you want your son out?
I want everyone to see what kind of person Alexander is.
At the
That's my
expense of
goal.
Ella's mental health.
Mental health. Come on. I'm from the 60s. We didn't have
1600s
this
more.
fabrication of mental health back then.
Just because you are saying fabrication and inverted commas doesn't mean that mental health is very real, and it is very real. The effect you
Yes,
have on your son, the
it's
effect that this will have
as
on Ella,
real as social media.
mental and physical health are as important as each other. And if this goes public, and this will destroy Ella because she's not strong enough, and that's why I suggested she leave the show. And regardless of your feelings of if you believe it or not, it is very true.
Well,
I
that's all.
don't care anything about Ella. She can leave, she can stay, whatever. I just want the truth to be known. Alexander
But
is a cheat.
everyone will know me as a
Okay, listen, let's get back on track. We have a tragic accident on the set. Judith, you were the last one. You got time to speak with Cheyenne, right?
I did.
And
she suddenly started throwing up. So
why was she sick? Do you know?
Because she kissed Alexander earlier.
no,
Isn't it obvious?
No. Can you share my object tray?
Judith, did you know if she had eaten or drank anything other than what was given to her by the show?
Benjamin, would you like to explain this?
Why was she given this?
Oh, it's written out on Ben, isn't it?
Right.
Ben, why are we suddenly finding something to make someone very sick?
How did you get a hold of this, Judith?
It fell out of Benjamin's pocket when we were taking Nina up to the bedroom after she started throwing up.
You were taking Cheyenne, you mean?
Cheyenne, yeah, sorry.
Oh, now we see the morals of the psychiatrist.
An object fell out of his pocket. I picked it up.
Makes it yours, I guess, right?
How would it make it mine? It's got Benjamin's name on it.
Yeah. Well,
It's a prescription.
Instead of giving it back to the
So the
person,
question here is why
you just share it with everyone.
Be quiet.
Yes, Benjamin. Why did you have anything to make anyone throw up? Why did you have prescription for Ipecac?
Yeah.
I thought it would be more interesting.
To make someone throw up on my show?
The content.
Well,
you guys call it art.
well,
No, he's a content
Well,
creator.
well, Judith, you did want out, didn't you?
No, I didn't want out.
Not according to what I found out.
Okay, what have you found out?
Trae, can you share my object as well?
What happened last year?
Be quiet.
We tried to help someone and she was institutionalized, and Nina knew about it, and I felt very, very bad and very upset about it.
Was it in the last season?
In the last season. One of
Sam, you were on the
contestants.
last season. What do you know about this?
What happened?
I can't go into details, but we tried to help. I tried to help someone. I got her committed to a institute to help her mental health, and
But if it was last season, shouldn't Samantha know about this?
Yeah, Sandra, what do you know?
I don't know anything about this. It wasn't me. I don't know if someone else was struggling. Judith, can't you tell us more about this?
I'm just
What
trying to remember the
happened?
details.
Well, if
Listen, the only
Benjamin
thing that
was
I,
there,
what I can say is that the rose bearer had said that he loved one of our contestants, and at the finale he chose someone else, and that girl went a little crazy.
It was a bit
But
more than that.
It
It was staged. It was staged. She was fragile, and we used that against her, against my best judgment.
no, and none of that went public. None of it went out. No one knew about this. So why you are even bringing this up now, Judith, is just a betrayal to your job and your profession.
Because I had a moral responsibility to stand up to you and make sure we looked after this contestant, and we didn't. We used her fragile mental health against her, and you covered it up.
We did not use her fragile mental health against her. I had no idea she was going to go all Looney Tunes.
I came to you and told her about her insecurities and her weaknesses, and it was used for good TV.
was that the finale?
Yes.
Yes, at the finale. After the
Do
finale.
you know anything about this season's finale then,
No.
Julius?
No, I don't.
Well, do you
But
really
if it
trust
was-
a psychiatrist who just gives out informations of her patients?
Well, it
I
does sound like
wouldn't.
something Nina would do. Just fuck with someone for reviews.
No, Nina is a very good and respectable person.
But if
She would
it's
do that.
staged, how do we know that this season's finale isn't already staged as well? Will be staged.
It is already staged because your confession will not come out. Alexander kissing Cheyenne will not come out. Everything is being hidden just so Alexander can have his share of the company.
Oh, let's talk more about hidden things. So Sam, what kind of present did you get from my dad?
Me?
Yeah, what did you get from him?
A present? I didn't get any present from your dad.
Ella, what present did you get from my dad?
I didn't get a present.
Oh, interesting. How come that Cheyenne got something from you then, George?
Because she was the most beautiful out of the whole bunch.
Hmm.
Only
Ooh.
beautiful people deserve beautiful things.
What?
Excuse me. So, okay.
You're insufferable, but why do you think you can just come here and make presents to a woman? It's your place, is it?
Well, I have the means. I use them. However, I fit.
When did you
You
give her
sure
this
didn't you?
gift?
I gave her when we shared a drink at the bar.
Hmm.
What
Did you
gift
give her-
did you
Did you
give
give
her?
her?
I gave her
You got a beautiful necklace.
necklace, yeah.
And
How
I know
did you
it's our
find out
house
about
jeweler.
this, Alex?
When she was throwing up into the pool, I was so nice to hold her hair, and I saw the necklace, and from what it was engraved in it, I knew it was like our favorite house jeweler, who's also making my dad's watches and things. So, and I didn't give it to her,
Did
and
you
it kind of
you
lines
don't
up.
just give someone an expensive necklace?
Why were you
Like-
so angry? But why were you so angry, Alex? Like, why are you so angry about it? Like, I
What
didn't
would you
understand
do
why.
if you like?
It's Cheyenne. Oh, sorry.
If you flirt with a woman, whether it's her or Sam or Ella, and like then your dad comes in, makes them like an expensive present, and talks about, oh, there might or might not have been an affair. Nina, how do you think? How would you feel? Of course, I'm
Well, let
angry.
me ask you, Alex, did you want Cheyenne to be yours?
I don't see women like that. And also, she was great.
But you didn't
Many
help
people
me.
here are great.
But you didn't help me get Sharon back to her room. George did.
Of course, I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, I was a bit upset seeing that necklace. So
And
just
talking
went to my room.
about moving to Cheyenne's room, I left Judith, the super helpful psychiatrist,
Because I
with
have
her
medical
in the
training, I
room.
was making sure that she wasn't going to asphyxiate from her
When
vomiting.
was that? When
At 9
when were
p.m.
you?
we brought her
Right.
to a room and then I left the room.
Right at 9:15, we had a meeting in the ceremony room to discuss the plans for the rest of the day. Judith wasn't there because she was with Cheyenne, and Cheyenne was also not present, but George was present.
Yes.
I was with Cheyenne making sure she was okay. I'm the only one
Probably
with medical training
repeating
here.
last season
No,
for even better content. What's better content than someone going crazy?
Quite crazy. She just was sick. It's just like, but it was good to see that Nina is just caring about the show. Like somebody throwing up. There's like a man on the island just trying to seduce the girls in her show. She doesn't give a shit. It's just about, oh, let's do this, let's save it. And yeah, I think Judith is quite right. I think Nina is going too far with things.
I think you protest too much and are trying to point blame elsewhere, Alex. We concluded the evening together around 9:15 p.m. What time did you leave Cheyenne? Do you know, Judith?
I can't remember. When it comes back to me, I'll tell you.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Sorry, what did
can't-
you say?
I can't remember at the moment. When I know the time,
She
I'll
will
get
come
to you.
back to
And
It's
what
weird how these
happened?
blank spots work. They're only like 1 hour at the time memory.
Yeah.
Whatever was in those drinks wasn't good.
But why?
Yes,
why
those drinks weren't good. I agree.
There was something weird.
But going back to the drinks, how did something that makes someone sick in Benjamin's name end up in Sean's drinks when he admits he's the one passing them out?
Well, he just said that he wanted to cause to make them more dramatic. I don't understand why you're messing with my show, Benjamin. You're surely fired after this season.
Oh, good job, Nina. I wholeheartedly support you on this.
Why
Ben,
do you say that?
did you send Cheyenne to Sam and my date as well? Gave her the drink and
Put the liquid,
And
put
they're
the Ipecac in her drink.
And why Cheyenne, Benjamin?
Well, why not? I mean, it was obviously after Ella's incident, that narrowed it down to basically Sam and Cheyenne, and Cheyenne was always the more popular on camera, shall we say.
Do you love Ella, Benjamin?
Hmm?
Do you love Ella? Do you like Ella?
No.
What about Cheyenne? Do you like her?
No.
Were you in love with Cheyenne?
No.
Had she ever spoken to you? Did you have any interaction with her? How did she treat you?
I mean, she was horrible. That's kind of why I kind of picked on her, really. I mean, I didn't want to.
Oh,
You poisoned her on purpose?
Not on. I mean, it was just. I mean, it was just
that poison?
It wasn't poison. It was just.
Anything that makes you throw up is poison.
I'm
If
sorry,
anybody's
but I
poison.
It's
can
just a bit of throwing
understand
up.
why
It's not going to
someone-
kill someone.
yes. And to be honest, after what she did to me, she deserved it.
Oh, my.
Oh, finally showing some character.
Did you know that Benjamin put that Ipecac into her drink, Ella?
No, I didn't. But throwing up is not such a bad thing. Let her throw up.
I mean,
That's
that's a bit of
losing
drama.
your top.
She ripped my top off.
Yeah, it was just
That's
like a
way
little bit of
worse.
fighting.
I'd rather vomit into a pool than having my breasts, my boobs showed to the world.
I don't know. We can ask Sam about this, how she felt being vomited upon.
I
Did
hated it. I mean, it was terrible. I'm so glad that Benjamin was able to edit this out because it was humiliating. Obviously, I feel like she crashed our date. She came into the pool and she threw up all over me while you held her hair, and everyone was worried about her well-being while I was being humiliated. Honestly,
Let's be honest, it was the most exciting thing about that day.
Wow.
what?
If it's more exciting than
sorry.
your workout, then nothing happened.
I told you, I'm the gentleman between us two.
Oh
I can
yeah,
see similarities between you two.
yeah.
Well,
My
what
father
did
was
you do
one and
afterwards, though, Sam?
was another.
I mean, when all the commotion was there, people were Cheyenne. I was in my room with Nina, and where were you?
I went up to take a shower because I had puke all over me. I mean, the night was ruined. And
And
then,
that's all.
I mean, Benji came after and gave me the newspaper about George that he had just found out. And then
Fake
after all, we
news.
all met with Nina, except for Judith and Cheyenne, which Judith still didn't tell us what they talked about.
I was just making sure she was okay.
And what did she tell you?
Not much. I just kept asking if she was okay. How she was feeling, if she had any side effects from throwing up and stuff, and how bad the poisoning was.
What state was she in?
Not good.
Was she feeling better after vomiting? Or
She was
Right.
feeling
And
pretty
how
sick
did you know she was poisoned?
because I found that prescription that fell out of Benjamin's pocket with his
Did
name
you
on
tell
it.
her? Did you tell her about this prescription?
I did show her the note, the prescription,
Oh,
but she wasn't very feeling very good. Obviously, she'd just been poisoned and had been pretty sick.
Was she angry
Okay.
at Ben?
Yeah, I think anybody would be angry if they didn't find out their drinks had been spiked.
Do you think she would have confronted him after she got better?
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one.
I mean, you were. How long were you with her? Because at 8:30 you went to Nina's office with me. So, did you?
I got Nina into bed about 9:15.
9:15.
9:15. She started throwing up about 9:00.
Also, but that means you went to the office with me before that, and after you went to check on Cheyenne.
So 8:30, I was in the office with you. I came back to the pool about 9:15. 9:00, Cheyenne started throwing up, and me and George took Cheyenne to her room.
The whole throw up thing was at 8:30.
It started at 8:30, yes, but it continued till 8:45.
So at 9:00, Cheyenne.
So where were
Cheyenne,
you, Nina, before 8:30? Because we met in your office at 8:45. But where were you before that, ma'am?
Ma'am.
very
mean-
polite, Ella.
Well, at 8:15, Judith was taking care of Ella. And
What?
then 8:45, Judith came to me and told me that Ella wanted to leave the show. And that's when I had put Judith in charge of the pool chaos. And I went and found Barbie, or Ella, the little Miss Barbie, as I refer to her. And had a nice discussion with her about the show and what was going on with the season finale.
Nina, what I don't understand is at 8:15, when Alex and Cheyenne were kissing, you were again against filming it. You just broke it up. Why?
When, at what time?
8:15.
At 8:15, we were doing the pool date with Sam and Ella.
It was with Sam, not with Cheyenne.
Yeah, at 8:15, we were doing the pool date with Sam and Alex, and Honestly, chemistry between those two was not good. It was a mess.
Well,
Get your
we
women
all know
straight.
why.
Don't know why what.
We all know why we didn't have chemistry.
Why?
Because just 15 minutes before you were canoodling with Cheyenne.
Oh. I tried to forget that. It was a
It's
horrible
just-
sight.
It was just a moment. I mean, if you wouldn't be quite so dull, I think you could have had a better chance as well.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, it's just what it is. I mean, if you put everything on the table now, we put it on the table.
What do you think
Okay.
of a Prince Charming, Ella?
I think if that is his opinion, then he has to choose his perfect wife.
I guess with
it-
Cheyenne out, that's you.
Well, you can ask him what he thinks of me. I will
I
not
mean,
answer for him.
I'm more interested what Nina thinks of Ella. I'm very surprised that you want to have her on the show and not have her leave. Because I think you don't think she's important for the finale, is she?
I don't think that she's going to be. I don't think you're going to pick her to win the finale, but of course, I don't want my entire show to be thrown out, blow up. Of course, I want
But
her to
you
remain on the
told
show.
me I'm only staying, Nina, because of what you told me.
What
Right.
did she tell
What
you?
did she tell you?
Yeah.
I told her that everything was going to be okay and that she was going to have a solo date with Alex and everything would be fine.
But
Did you
you
tell her
said
that
Is
she
that
would
all?
win?
no, it's not. It's not all. You said that Alexander told you that he loved me.
Seriously?
I did?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh.
This
Did
morning.
you really tell her
Yeah.
this,
You
Alex?
said this morning he came to you and said that he loves me,
Oh, that's right. He did. I did tell you that.
and that's the reason why I'm staying.
Is that true, Alex?
No, it's not. I didn't tell Nina that I love Ella.
Honestly, I have that nowhere in my notes. So if I'm messing this up, I'm sorry, but I don't remember reading that.
It's fine. He talks a lot.
But you're fine with that, right, Ella?
I believe what Alex has told Nina.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, you can also believe me that I don't think that Nina has any expectations of you winning the show, or Cheyenne winning the show for that matter. I think she likes to have a different script.
Is there something you know that we don't?
Well, she came to me with some ideas for how the show will end and who will get the final rose.
So have you already decided who you're going to choose then?
It's not so much about what I have decided, but what
And
our
honestly,
Queen
you
Empress
guys,
there.
we're
decided.
getting off track. We're trying to figure out why.
Yeah, and I think
why
it's
Cheyenne
very
has-
important. It's very
is
important.
Yes,
to think about
I
that.
think
It's
I
probably
will-
a camera guy.
I think I will share my object now, Trae,
Yes, George?
because I have found a very interesting note in Nina's office.
You probably killed Cheyenne
Mm.
What
No.
were you
Camera.
doing in my office?
because she
I was waiting
upset.
for you.
Wait, what?
I
Objects
left
in
Ella.
office.
This is what I found while I was waiting for
I
Nina.
can't wait to see this.
Final episode. Boom. Oh yes, this really looks like Nina. The
Yeah.
one.
Wow.
Because
Slime from the
I'm
ceiling.
upset now. I believed you. I believed you that Alex said he loved me. I didn't
Barbie
want
to
to.
tell a secret.
I didn't want to share this, but
Who's
Alex
Barbie
and
again?
Nina,
Is it Cheyenne or Ella?
So,
Barbie
putting
girl,
together
that's
the
me.
ratings whore and Instagram girl.
I'm the ratings whore.
Okay. Who is Barbie?
I'm not
That's
sure
me.
she thinks that
That's
about
her.
you. But You really should date my dad.
Who's
Just
the
as disgusting as you.
puppet?
Oh, sorry, no, I don't think I'm the rating score.
Bring Francesca back from the last season.
But it seems like Alex and Nina were in on this together.
Who?
You and Nina, you knew about this.
No, I don't know anything about this plan. I just know that in Nina's version, the best finale ever ends with the Instagram girl getting the rose.
The Samantha is the Instagram girl.
Yeah.
You know you're the
Well,
puppet,
there's
right?
a reason why I've had the best ratings for 10 years. You can't all think that this is organic all the time, people.
It hasn't been organic from the start.
Exactly.
The puppet.
Get on with it.
Puppet. Jeez, you're such a
I think the rating score was Cheyenne.
You need a minute to laugh.
Yes, ratings horse should be Cheyenne.
Yes, I'm the Barbie.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is what I found.
So you found
but
this,
I
and then
didn't
you
kill-
decide to
Listen,
stay this
listen,
show.
people. This is my show. I didn't kill Cheyenne. Why would I kill Cheyenne? This would be detrimental to my show.
Because you were
Nina-
afraid I pick her. That's why you killed her.
No. And that's not, and you know you wouldn't have picked her. That's not
Yeah,
how
but you
this
didn't
works,
know
sir.
that.
That's
We
not
don't
how
have-
this works.
I mean,
Before it sounded like you have discussed already who you were gonna pick.
He knew who was going to pick from the beginning of the season.
I have talked with her, and there was like some kind of agreement. But I think because my stupid father was telling her all the time how it cannot be trusted and not stick to anything, she might have gotten just a little bit scared that the rose goes to the wrong person, so she gets rid of the wrong person.
I did not kill Cheyenne.
Who are you going to pick?
This was a tragic accident. I did not kill her. I did not cause her to get hurt.
I mean,
A neck sticking out a bone sticking out of a neck would have killed someone instantly, and then to find her in the pool, that's a bit of a stretch medically.
Right, and the pool. Let's just make it clear. I closed everything down. The pool had to be cleaned out. It was going to take over an hour to get refilled. We stopped filming for the day. At 9:15, we called it and said because there was the pool would not have been cleaned until 11 p.m. and that was too late to film. So at the closing ceremony, I told everyone that everything was going to be closed down. I even set the alarm so that no one could come in and out of the building without the alarm being triggered. So there was no hanky panky.
Who had access to the alarm codes?
I had no idea. I'm assuming myself. And I'm assuming Benjamin.
I just want to say I agree with point 7. Good point, Nina, on your schedule.
Alex, who are you going to pick? If there's no interference between Nina and your father, who are you going to pick? Or was I go back to us after a moment?
Sorry, who were you
Probably
talking to?
Francesca. You would have chosen Francesca from the last season.
Okay, so listen. We need to figure out why Cheyenne is dead. Now, I remember at this point that I did also get something in my email. We can go ahead and share my object. I don't know that it has any relevance at this point, but I was keeping track of Alexander's health. And
Heart rate night.
From your watch?
this is
It's-
from
it's
that
my
Fitbit that he was
stupid
telling you he was
thingy.
wearing.
2 days ago and yesterday. So Ella, you were yesterday, right?
This is such a joke. You're such a joke. So
Oh,
before you had
One and-
me, and then who was yesterday? Cheyenne?
I just like when I can't sleep at night, just put a quick.
So you do your
workout in.
special healing yoga session?
On yourself
Just
or
some
someone else?
setups. I just love to do them between 1 to 3 a.m. It's
I think
where
you
the
need
calories
to
burn the
heal
most.
something else, more than just your brain.
I think
guess it was
I'm not the
Samantha.
problem here. She wanted to put you in a dirndl. I think she is the real culprit.
Who,
I don't
me?
think
I
this
think
is
you're
important.
I think you're throwing blame on everyone else, but except for taking responsibility of your own situation you've caused.
So Ella, was you yesterday or 2 days ago?
I think mine was 2 days ago.
Okay. So Samantha, you were yesterday?
No, I haven't been with Alex.
It was probably Cheyenne.
No way did she sleep with Alexander. No way.
Why, were you with her at that time?
No,
George,
I was
you-
still on the flight to the island.
George, do you have an object that you can
Oh,
share
sorry.
with us?
I'm
No.
sorry.
I just don't believe that Alexander
2
and
days
Cheyenne
ago,
had
it was
anything.
someone else.
He
I
threw
was with,
up after she kissed him.
I was with Alex yesterday, and 2 days ago it was. I don't know who it was.
There's 2 objects we're missing. We're missing object 1 and object 7.
It's not important yet. But
Oh,
I'm just
really?
saying, first of all, I want to point out that both of them are almost 2 hours of peaks. I just want to put that out there.
Wow.
It's called Viagra, Alexander.
So
But it doesn't belong performance.
it's just
Yes.
pointing out what kind of stallion we're talking about.
I'm
doesn't-
sorry. You
Viagra does
burned
Also,
more calories with me than
Viagra does not
whoever it
prolong.
was.
Viagra does not prolong performance. Let's just keep that medically.
I don't
okay?
need that. I don't need that. But anyway,
Well, George does.
a few days ago, there might have something happened with Cheyenne. Yes.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lie. That's a lie.
3 days
Why
ago.
were you having were you with her? How would you know?
No.
that's a lie?
Because no way she would have had something with Alexander.
Why not? Why not? Because you had something with her.
I mean, look at you. Who
Stop
would want to do
fighting
something
over
with
looks.
you?
Stop looking like exactly alike. He's your son.
She went for class, not for leftovers.
No, she was the ratings for. You can ask Nina.
Yeah. As you can see, she's in for the long run. They're not what 2 minutes set.
She was in for the millions.
She's in for
Yeah.
2 hours.
Oh, be quiet, wallflower.
I'm not a wallflower.
We all saw it.
Did you sleep with her? Dan?
No.
Not
we
with Ella. No. You both would never fit. Just look at you two. No. George, did you sleep with Cheyenne?
No, I was not on the island 2 days ago.
Not 2 days ago, any day ago.
Oh yes, I slept with her several times.
Oh wow.
All right.
hours
Not
and
even
hours.
hiding it anymore.
He's such an asshole. You should be dead in the water of her.
Why? Do you not enjoy sloppy seconds, Alexander?
Oh.
Can we
Wow.
not? So I'm wondering, Benjamin,
Mhm.
where were you the whole evening
Well,
until 9:15?
well, as I say, after filming your incident and Samantha and Cheyenne's incident, obviously I was concerned about Sam, so I decided to sort of try and search for Sam and console Sam, because everyone else was panicking about Cheyenne, but no one seemed concerned about Sam, so I sort of went to look after Sam.
And what did you do to look after Sam?
Well, in
Did
my
you need Viagra too?
no.
All he needed
No.
was his right
Natural.
hand.
all I done was when I was searching for Sam, I did find the newspaper and I gave the newspaper to Sam, And then literally at that point, the meeting was called, so we then headed to the ceremony room.
That's true. I confirm that. He was the only one concerned about me.
Did you like that?
Why would?
Of
Why-
course, I like that, Alex.
How much did you like it?
I mean,
Why would Sam need the newspaper? What for?
Well, I thought it would be quite interesting. Well, I found it interesting, and obviously Sam was the first person that I found at that point, so I shared it with Sam.
Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting that we haven't had Georgia and Alexander haven't shared their objects.
I do not have any kind of object.
At 9:30, I went to the pool and started the cleaning process myself.
I want to know who was in my room.
When?
At what time?
At 9:30, I went into the guest room,
Hmm.
and I haven't been there since I arrived that morning, and someone was going through my things. I just want to know who did it.
What,
I haven't
is
been
something missing?
Yes,
What's missing?
my briefcase.
What's in the briefcase?
I don't remember. But important things are obviously in my briefcase.
Well, who was in his room? I wasn't.
I wasn't.
No.
Benjamin?
No,
Missing
you don't need to
sus.
ask Benjamin,
Why
Why?
not?
Why?
because I smelled a woman's perfume in the air.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah?
it could be my
Women's
son,
perfume.
but I don't think he was in my room.
I don't wear perfume. I'm too sensitive. My skin is very sensitive.
Mhm.
I mean, at 9:30, I was with Ella.
And
Yes.
me and Judith.
Again?
Well, me and Judith were together because we were going through the footage
Well,
under Nina's orders.
You and Judith.
Mm-hmm.
At what time?
9:30.
9:30.
Hmm.
Are you
Were you
having
really-
an affair with Judith?
No.
No.
Everyone seems to be doing it.
I don't know. Nina was the only one at the time who was by herself, apparently.
Yeah, Nina, what were you doing in my room?
I didn't go to your room.
That's
At
a lie.
9:30, I was cleaning that damn pool from all the puke. And
You
then I
were.
went to- And then I started the cleaning process. I had to start the pool. I went to my office and I turned on the alarm and then thought about plans for the rest of the show.
But you already had your plans for the show.
I don't
That's
know,
true.
but things have changed. So
But
Things have
around
changed.
10, you were with Cheyenne.
Georgia's room wasn't the only one that has
at
been
10
gone through.
o'clock, yes, I was downstairs. I went downstairs to Cheyenne's room at 10. And I told her to freshen up, and I took her upstairs to the dream suite. I had set up because the day had been a disaster, I had set up some time for her to be alone with Alex.
Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I do that?
Because you didn't want us to spend time together before.
I had wanted you to spend time with anybody before. That's not true.
And now it's fine.
We were giving solo dates to everyone. She puked and didn't have any time with you. So I was trying to make up some time because the film needed to be reshot from the afternoon. And so I actually came to your room and you were still talking with Judith at 10:15.
Hmm.
And I left you the access card to the dream suite. The room that when I left Cheyenne, I had locked the room so that no one would go in there by accident. And you were the one that had the access card, Alexander, or at least it was in your room.
I still don't understand why you would want us to spend time together. you were breaking up or kissing before. Have you been planning to film the dream suit?
Yes, I was.
Have you talked with Ben about it? Do you know anything about that, Ben?
I wasn't aware that I was going to film the dream suite at that particular moment because me and Judith were in the editing room, basically trying to review the material that would put Cheyenne into a bad light.
And
Under
there's lots
Nina's
of it.
orders.
There's a lot of it.
Sorry, did you just say the Shire?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Yes. We found quite a lot.
And welcome your new contestant, Bilbo Baggins, to the.
I'm like, did he just say the Shire?
They're so good at editing, they turned it into Lord of the Rings. So what did you find then?
Honestly, it had been a terrible day, and then Judith and I started drinking together like we had done for over the years, for many evenings over the years. We instead of going to my office, we went to the makeup room. And
what time was that?
10:30.
And that was at 10:30.
There's two interesting notes. George's room isn't the only one that's been ransacked. That's why I was with Alexander.
Whose room
Alex's
has
room.
been?
Alex's room had also been ransacked.
Oh, really?
But at what time? Because
do you
when
know?
I came in, it didn't look like it had been ransacked.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like ransacked. It's just like I had a little bit of a
10
like face.
Everything was
At
in chaos.
10 before I came in?
Yeah, 10.
That makes no sense.
Well, at 10 o'clock, if you were with George, then if you were with Alex, Judith, that means that George would have been with Cheyenne.
Yes, I can, because I heard, I'm not sure, but I was, I heard someone arguing.
Yes,
in
I
my
confronted
room.
her, asking if she was the one who went through my room and stole my briefcase. She denied
Why would
it.
you suspect that?
Well, I thought maybe she was in my room.
Is that the only thing that you argued with her?
Yes.
Because I heard words like collusion and more money and ruin.
I heard that too.
Interesting.
That's interesting because I heard George yelling at his secretary at 11 o'clock from his phone.
Yes.
And he was in the ceremony room.
The ceremony room.
Yes,
Okay, fine. Whatever. I will tell you what it was about. I had a deal with Nina and Cheyenne. They were supposed to have a sex scene filmed of Alexander and Cheyenne, and Nina was going to present it at the end of the show, showing everyone in the world what kind of person Alexander is.
Wow.
But Cheyenne wanted more money.
Was she blackmailing you?
Yes, she was. And that's why I had to call my secretary to get more funds.
But why would you, why go to these lengths?
Because my company was already being ruined just based on the prospect that Alexander is going to take over. What do you think would happen if he's actually going to take over? All I have worked for all those years. You know, I'm a self-made billionaire. I did everything on my own.
Yeah, you mentioned that you have money. Okay.
Well,
he was going to destroy it. My legacy.
Yes,
the only thing I have.
You mentioned that. Yes, we're going.
The only thing I have. You don't know what this means to me. This is more important than everything else in my.
I just don't understand because honestly, when I went to Alex's room at 10:15, I did not see the room in disarray. He was talking to
me,
Judith. I told him about the shoot in the dream suite. So
you didn't see him.
He got extremely angry,
so
which seemed like a huge overreaction. to having to go there. I mean, it really was a huge overreaction to getting puked on, but I did leave him the key card, and I motioned to Judith to leave the room with me.
So you did
So
notice
Alexander
again-
was angry, Nina.
Yeah, Alex
So
was
was
very
angry.
upset.
What
Yeah, the
time was
baby
that
house.
again?
10:15.
Hmm.
And
What were you
then
angry about, Alexander?
Oh, what could I possibly be angry about, you scumbag?
Wow.
What
Sleeping with Cheyenne, making her giving her like expensive presents.
but
What
when
still
could
hung
I
up on
possibly
that?
be angry about?
but
Oh.
15 minutes later I came into your room, Alex, and you weren't angry. You were very sad.
Yeah, I was. I let everything out in my room and the furniture. I guess you noticed it wasn't quite how the architects intended it.
You were crying. You were sitting on the floor, rocking
Well,
back and forth.
He
crying.
realized something.
at what time was that, Ella?
10 so around 10:30 I went into his
Okay.
room.
Yes. She came
So-
to calm me down a bit. I think she might be the only half decent person around here. Actually gives a shit.
Well, I mean, I've got an interesting thing about Judith. Judith, why were you literally everyone? You were really, really calm when you were talking with them, except for Cheyenne. You were almost sort of really tense and really sort of angry with Cheyenne. I mean, I know Cheyenne's a bitch, but
because she'd been messing around all that evidence we found. She'd been like actually sabotaging previous contestants. I was angry with her. This is supposed to be a fair contest where everyone has a chance, and she'd been sabotaging people for every
Well,
single
that's such
person.
bullshit, Judith, because we've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
But she took delight in it. Whereas most people are subtle and go and just do little things, she was blatant, and none of it ever got aired, none of it ever got edited, none of it got into the show, and I was annoyed at her blatant disregard for the rules.
You shared a drink with Nina at the end, Judith.
We always do.
You celebrated the show. So how horrible were those scenes for you? You were like, haha, nice.
I was angry at the time of her blatant disregard for rules, and I was calm because I'd finally got the evidence and we could show that she was an absolute bitch.
well,
Because all of this had been under the radar, and all of this had been not very subtle. Now we could go, actually, she is an absolute bastard of the show and poison for it. And I got the proof, and I was like, come up, it's a karma.
So at 10:15 you were with Alexander, right, Judith?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
When did you meet Nina?
Wait.
10:30.
Wasn't 10:15 the time when Alexander was angry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was with Judith.
He
I
was.
with-
Well,
I
he
with
became
Judith,
angry
and
after
then- Yeah.
he became angry after I told him about the dream suite and to go up there with Cheyenne and to do the
Okay,
reshoot.
okay.
That's when he became angry.
But he didn't go up because at 10:30 I went into his room.
No, I didn't go up. I got like angry, threw stuff around, and I thought about going there and confronting Cheyenne, but honestly, I got just so pissed off with everything.
Were you the one that tossed your dad's room?
No, it wasn't my dad's room. I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to be by myself. And then Judith came with her blah blah
And you
healing stuff, and she brought me some coloring books, which turned out to
Such
be
my help.
a little bit of a help. I'm not gonna lie. But then then
my
Nina
God.
came with the key card. And
So
it's
weak.
like I lost it, and when with the key card, I just threw it out of my room. God knows anyone could have picked it up.
Grow
But I
some
didn't have it.
balls, Alex.
I saw the access card in the hallway when I went to Alex's room,
Yeah.
but I didn't
Interesting.
pick it up.
Interesting.
So it was still there at like 10:30, 10:45-ish. Yeah.
You just dropped it?
So what time did you leave, Ella? What time did you leave Alex?
Actually, we didn't. We were together until we heard you screaming, Nina,
Yeah.
and that was around 11:15.
You were around
When-
for 45 minutes?
So I
When
was in Alex's room from 10:30 to 11:15.
So
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, we were like coloring the stuff together.
We
and
were coloring, yes.
We didn't really talk. But
Coloring while on your
Is that-
back, or
Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called nowadays? Is it called
Yeah, it's
colouring?
called coloring.
yeah. Yeah,
I
didn't say we
believe
did
in
color the book.
Judith's methods. They are very effective.
Yes, very effective in killing people and letting them go crazy.
Nina, I have a
No,
question.
nothing happened. Even if something would have happened, it has no bearing on what happened to Cheyenne anyway.
Nina, I
I
have a
just know we
question.
were together.
I
have
can't
no
believe
idea
it,
what Ella
but-
done before. I don't know what happened to Cheyenne. I don't know whether she would have done something beforehand. I mean, I'm still a bit surprised from Ella thinking about leaving the show. I mean, I didn't talk to you about it, but the last time you came in my room, you like forgot your handbag, and I had a little look into it and found the stuff from your bank, looking like you have quite a bit of debt.
Oh, yes.
No, forgot to
Wow.
mention that, huh?
So if Trae wants to share like object one, he can do that. But basically, it looks like you really desperately need to win the show. So I'm not quite sure whether you really liking me or not, or just like the
Oh,
money.
no, of course I do. Of course I like you, What are you?
Mm-hmm.
Sharon.
Also, you should not talk as much to you, Judith. I think she like it's not a good influence on your spending habits. There's a lot of cosmic stuff in there.
It's I'm a spiritual person. I told you. See, I need Baba Wangar in my life. I need my Guido and my psychic and my crystal and singing bowls.
And see how well it's done for you and how much it's made you grown as a person.
Oh yeah, how rich you made Judith by doing this,
Mhm.
Ella.
It's not my company. His site. She
No,
went on
it's
my
helped.
suggestion.
It's helped me through very difficult times. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So and how did you afford this, Ella?
It's a debt, so I didn't. Not yet.
So
Not
these are
yet.
just problems you will solve afterwards.
Yeah.
I guess she was.
I don't
counting on winning
think
those 50
we have
grand.
a dead person here. I don't think my money issues are
Well,
more
this is
important.
motivation.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
But
To win.
Alex
To win.
But Alex,
The winner gets $50,000.
Yeah.
I know, but it's not motivation for killing someone. I could never kill someone.
but Ella and
I
Alex
mean-
have confirmed each other, so that they're neither of those two are the killers. Nina,
What?
I was
what?
with Alex. I
Alex
was
and
with
Nina.
Alex.
And
Right.
Alex and Ella can clear each other. Nina, do you remember seeing that pile of clothes in the makeup room?
What?
There was a pile of clothes in the makeup room when we went in there for a drink.
I don't remember seeing that. I can tell you,
Mm.
we had a couple of glasses of whiskey.
It was good whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey. And I know I found it a little bit, funny how the day was just total shit show.
Mhm.
Between Barbie being topless and throwing on while sitting on Samantha and Cheyenne puking her guts out. It'd been a crazy day and it was just too much drama. I do remember though you leaving kind of hastily the makeup room at 11 o'clock. You
It was
made some
getting late.
excuse and you left.
But I saw Benjamin going back, so he can confirm I went back to my office because he was leaving the editing booth.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been in the editing booth till 11 o'clock. I was leaving the editing booth and you were very, very quick. which was interesting. Why were you in such a hurry?
Who?
I wasn't.
Judith.
I went back to my office. I didn't notice if I was walking fast or not.
So you went to your office and you did not notice a dead body lying in the pool.
Hmm.
It's 11. I got there.
Well,
Yes.
I
And the
did
pool
have-
is right next to your office.
No, it's outside Nina's office.
Well,
Right.
you still would see the pool because the
But
doors kept were open all the
motive
time.
would she have to kill Cheyenne? What motive would she have?
I don't have direct visual access from my office going from the makeup room to my office. Nina has direct access to the pool. I don't.
well,
I
I
mean,
don't
she
have
said she
direct
was
access,
angry at
meaning I can't.
Cheyenne, so-
The thing is Judith, you could have killed her and gotten snuck right back into your office. You would have access to the alarm system, and which can be deactivated from my office. I left the makeup room at 11:15 and I went back to my office. I did pass George in the hallway, but we didn't exchange any words. I opened the curtains when I got to my office to see if the pool had filled back up yet, and that's when I saw water in the pool again and Cheyenne floating in the water.
Where
Okay,
did
so
you
that's
go,
Samantha.
George?
I
Well,
was in the ceremony room
yeah, I
talking to my
can confirm
secretary.
because when I sort of passed Judith, I did hear George shouting quite loudly. To be fair, some instructions. I'm not sure exactly what the instructions were, but I couldn't quite make it out. But it was quite a loud conversation in the ceremony room.
What
so
time?
Right.
What
that was about
time
11
was
o'clock.
that? 11.
That was,
Okay.
yeah.
Did
And
any one
that
of you
was-
see?
Right. And at 11 o'clock, I heard the same thing. I was in the makeup room and I heard George,
Yeah.
he was yelling at, sounds like to his secretary,
Yes.
Yeah.
in a very loud voice.
Okay, so
How do you
I
know
was,
it's not Cheyenne?
Sorry.
How do you know it's not Cheyenne?
It sounded to me that he was giving directions to somebody
Yeah.
over
He was
his
giving
cell
more
phone.
instructions.
I
Yeah.
needed to
Right,
get
he
more
wouldn't-
money because of the bitch.
But George, were you okay? You said you agreed with Nina to make this shooting of Alex and Cheyenne
Yes.
having sex together while you having an affair with Cheyenne at the same time. So you were okay with your son being with her?
No, it was I wanted to humiliate my son, showing that he does not follow rules of the show. So if he can't even follow
Why is
simple
that
rules
so
of a
important to you?
if he can't follow simple rules of a show, what do you think what he will do when he's the head of a company?
Well, make someone else take over the company.
I can't.
Why not?
My wife decides this.
wow.
So,
Right.
So
what's the name
regardless
of your wife?
The name of my wife is
But you-
Cheyenne?
You know.
Is it Cheyenne?
No.
Is it Cheyenne?
And
it's
you're sick of her and you killed her?
Dorothea.
Oh, Dorothea, okay. So
Dorothea.
did anyone who was in the hallway between like 10:45 and the end see the card on the ground in front of my room? I think that would be very interesting to know.
Well, I didn't leave till just before 11, because it was about sort of just before 11 when I sort of stepped out of the booth.
Well, I can say this, when I left the makeup room, I did not see the card on the floor. So the only two people that I know that were definitely down there and were roaming the hall was Judith and George.
My question is, where's Sam in all this? Because everyone's seen each other, but no one's seen Sam.
Right.
I was in my room the whole
Mhm.
time.
Oh,
I saw Benji at 10:15, and then at
Yep.
10:30 I went back to my room,
Yep, I can confirm that.
and I stayed there until I heard Nina screaming at 11:15.
What did you do in
Samantha.
your room?
Hmm?
What did you do in your room?
I made some phone calls.
Who did you call?
all right, like, well, obviously after Cheyenne's death, the show's going to blow up anyway. So, okay, I called my daughter. I have a daughter, and yes,
You have a daughter.
Samantha,
Yes.
what do you think about Ella's debt of 15,000?
I was surprised she never shared this with me.
But that's not so
Ella.
much, right? 60,000 is much worse.
It is.
I don't
much
know what you're
worse.
saying, but Cheyenne knew about you having a daughter.
Samantha,
Did she?
Ah,
did you
Cheyenne
happen to
knew?
make a call to George?
No.
No, we did not have a call, but I have reasons to believe that Samantha wanted to be the winner.
because she had
I
debt
mean,
of $60,000.
but we had agreed on this.
Yes, Trae,
As you
share
know.
my object, please.
Mhm.
I found this, and I think this is very interesting for all of us.
Yeah.
Did you know about this, Nina?
No, I did not.
Is that why you made her the designated winner? Because
No, I
you're
did
like
not.
into this.
I had no idea.
Well, we
How
had
much were
agreed
you going
together
to
that
get?
Listen, the reason why I chose Samantha as the winner for this season is because she was an up and coming Instagram model, a queer woman, and tried and true crowd favorite from the last season.
Yep.
Did
I mean, this
you
was just all a business decision. I don't care if you fall in love with her or not. That's a business decision. My ratings matter.
and Sam, did you have a deal with Nina of any kind?
I mean, the deal with Nina and with you that I would be winning the show, and consequently I would have the 50,000. And this is why I needed to. I was already making business plans ahead of time, and I made this down payment of 60,000, knowing that I would win the show.
That's
Mhm.
not. I never had a deal with Samantha. The only
Hmm.
person
You didn't
that
know about the
knew
60,000, but you
the
knew that.
only no, the only person that knew that Samantha was going to be the winner of that season was Alex, and of course Judith and Benji, but
Yeah.
but
And,
only Alex.
and I guess Samantha was getting worried because that 1 hour date was total ruin. And
Right.
Alexander
Plus, she
might
had
have.
she had no chemistry with Alex, so there's reason to believe she had motive to kill Cheyenne.
But that didn't matter because we had an agreement. Why would I care about the chemistry?
I had no agreement
Because
with you.
at the end, Alexander can decide who he
Didn't
chooses.
you promise me that I would be that Alexander would choose me?
Well,
No, I had no agreement with you.
But you had an agreement with me, Nina.
I had an agreement with Alex.
Nina, would
And-
you have made Sam the winner if you would have known about her daughter?
No, because that's just a cluster.
well, as I say, with the footage that I found, I mean, it shows sort of obviously the sort of Cheyenne obviously being the sort of would have been sort of like thrown out, would have been which is kind of what me and Judith were trying to find with on Nina's behalf. We were trying to sort of find stuff to make Cheyenne look bad. And obviously Ella, unfortunately, looking slightly crazy and slightly upset. And I mean, basically, the only sensible choice to the audience would have been for Alex would have been Samantha.
Right.
So
But Samantha was not privy to that information.
So, Ella, you said Cheyenne knew about the daughter, right?
Mm,
Were you just guessing, or did you actually know?
no, but she called you a MILF. And I
Oh, that's
Googled it.
true.
I
Oh,
Googled.
I googled it. Oh yes, of course you did.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about this.
But yeah.
So, Sam, you knew that Cheyenne knew then.
Yes, you realized it a few hours earlier.
She never threatened me, and she could have just been referring to the fact that I'm older than her.
Did
Not
anyone?
necessarily?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did anyone of the production team let Cheyenne know that Sam was a designated winner?
Not I.
didn't know
I
about
would
this.
never tell Cheyenne that.
I actually believe
Judith?
camera guy.
So
So Judith, you
mean-
knew about this agreement? Sorry,
No, I
Ella.
did not. No, I didn't.
okay.
You would have known about the agreement, Judith.
Judith didn't care about anything apart from money.
Why do you think she would get money?
Why would I
Because
care
she
about
got
money?
a lot of money being the psychiatrist of the show, helping poor young people,
That's got nothing to
sending
do
them to what they called?
Baba
Psych-
Wanga?
Baba Wanga. Who's probably a partner of hers.
So can
got
we
nothing.
can we get a feel of who everyone thinks is guilty?
Sure. I believe it is Samantha.
I believe it's
I believe
Samantha.
it's.
Not
I believe
Samantha.
it.
I don't think it's
Why?
Samantha.
Why?
I
What
don't
verbs?
know. I want to hear more about why Judith was so angry with Cheyenne.
I told you I was so angry with Shan.
Because she was manipulating.
Yeah, and the way she was doing it was not honourable. I feel like there's ways to cheat and there's ways to manipulate people, but
This is
that
the-
was just too blatant.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, when I was reviewing the footage, it was you were like that pretty much for the last few days. So it's not something very recent. I mean, I've noticed it because obviously when I was reviewing the footage, which obviously I spent quite a lot of time reviewing the footage, and looking at Judith's behaviour, it was around Cheyenne very tense, around everyone else very sort of calm and relaxed, and it was
Because-
just these
yeah,
two
Because
opposite
around
things.
people, I get vibes and readings, and obviously I've spent a lot of time with her. And honestly, she was a megalomaniac. She thinks she's irresistible with the world at her feet, and she's difficult and comfortable and is quite untreatable. And just that toxic combination, I didn't like her. And that's not, I know people, oh, that's a motivator to kill, but it's not. I didn't like her. I found that footage, it just made me very annoyed with her, but I did not kill her.
So what
Who
were
do
you
you think
doing at
killed her,
11:15?
Judith?
I think Samantha.
What were you
Everyone
doing,
else has
Judith?
everyone has seen each other. Samantha's the only person who no one saw.
I don't know, Nina was like by herself in her office, apparently.
I was with Judith, and then I was with, and there was only 15 minutes. I went back to my, not even 15 minutes. Judith left the makeup room at around 11. She made some type of excuse and she left. I stayed a little bit longer. I shortly, at some point shortly after Judith left, I heard George yelling at someone on his phone. And then I went to my office, and that's where I saw George on the way, but I didn't feel like talking to him. I went into my office and I opened the curtain, and you heard me scream, and you know it was real. That's when I saw Cheyenne. I rushed out to go and try and help her, but it was too late.
Was the alarm triggered before you opened the curtain or after?
I have no information about the alarm at that point. I opened the curtain. I not only saw water in the pool, I also saw Cheyenne floating. I rushed outside. I got to her and realized she was dead.
What's the timeline of the key card?
The key card was left in with Alex.
At 10:15.
Yeah, I threw it out at 10:30.
And I was in my office. I didn't leave my office,
At
my editing
10:15.
room till sort of like just before
At
11.
10:15, I left. At 10:15, I left the key card with Alex, and so there's an hour's worth of time. What time did you throw the key card out of your room, Alex?
10:30.
At
I know
10
you said you saw the key card.
Oh, yeah. When I went to Alex's room, I saw it in the hallway. But
at
I didn't.
10:30.
Yes, but I didn't pick it up.
I mean,
You just
I'm-
left it there.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want anyone to know that I'm out at that time late.
Yeah.
So we went from
Well,
Yeah, I don't think it was
were-
Ella. She had like 5 minutes. I think
Yeah.
she came in at like 10:35 or something.
and it wasn't, as I say, it wasn't Sam, because when I went from the editing room, I went into Sam's room, and basically
Pointer.
Sam was
Didn't you leave at 11?
just before 11. Yes, literally at 11 o'clock. I left, went to Sam's room, and then went to my room after that.
But she
You
could have
passed
done
me.
it before,
Wouldn't I?
Benjamin.
I passed you at 11 as you were
Yeah.
leaving the editing booth.
Yeah. And that's what I was heading to Sam's room at that point. Yes.
You're muted, Sam. You're
muted on
still
Zoom.
muted.
Samantha. Susan, sorry.
I'm Sam. So Benji was with me at 11, and the pool was filling up at 11. So it doesn't make sense that Benji killed Samantha.
I mean, I think if she had like these broken bones and stuff, she might have been thrown into the pool before the water was in.
Yes.
Right.
Or maybe
Because I
hidden
think
with
it's
an
an automatic
object.
system, isn't it?
But the thing is,
Is it?
I don't know. How is the pool being filled, Nina?
It was an automatic system.
Yeah, so I guess
I had to start it, and then it would
before.
do it automatically.
What time
When did you start it again?
I started it
9:30.
at 9:30.
Hmm.
Oh, at the start.
Yeah, so it could have happened
guess it just
any
takes
time
time.
between 9:30 and 11.
mm,
11:15.
And it looks like she was thrown from the balcony.
Mhm.
I assume so.
Possibly, yeah.
It was the only way out of their room.
Right.
So it can't be Nina then, because me and Nina were together up until 11.
So the only people alone before were Sam and my dad, right? And Ella for like 5
Benji.
minutes.
Benji.
Well, yes. I was in
Benji.
the
Well,
editing
what
room.
about
but
Ella?
And Ben.
Ella was with Alex.
Ella had like
I
access to
was-
the card for like 5 minutes. I threw it out. I barely painted anything of the first page, and then she came in. I don't think it was enough time for her to get out.
no, and I was with Sam before that because
Yeah.
I heard arguing. I heard an argument going on between George and Cheyenne.
And then
I'm-
you went to Cheyenne's room, as you told me, right, Ella?
Yeah, I wanted to, but then Nina entered Cheyenne's room and told her to get dressed and come with her.
I'm not saying Nina
Oh.
did it, but couldn't Nina have killed Samantha when she brought her into the dream room?
Swimsuit. So is the dream
Cheyenne,
suit
you mean?
upstairs?
The
Yeah.
dream suite is
Could have been.
upstairs.
She could have
Yes.
tried to frame me by giving me the cards, and
But-
I'm up there. Because it's like there were big plans set. Like, what was
Yeah.
it? The puppet is
I
ruined.
didn't. I
Best
know it
finale
doesn't
ever?
look good, but I didn't. But
And
I
me and
didn't.
Nina were together from basically that hour.
Right.
But it doesn't
But you
matter,
were
Judith,
not
because
with her.
she saw Cheyenne for sure before you met her.
But if I had killed Cheyenne, why would I give him the key to go in the room right then and then and try to get him to go
So
upstairs?
you can point at me in the room and say, "Oh, Alex has killed this woman," which would
Right,
be
but
great
you
for
could have said
everyone.
she
It would
was
be
dead-
great for
she
my
was dead and
dad.
then
He
I
doesn't go
did
to
it. That
jail.
makes no sense.
I didn't say
It makes a lot of sense, I think.
It makes no sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Ben,
what's-
have you set up any cameras today? At this time?
There wasn't
Anything?
any cameras in that room that I set
Oh.
up for that. I hadn't. Well, it wasn't an arranged filming session for that.
Interesting. So there
Yeah,
were no
I
cameras
think
in the
I
dream
think I was
suit.
supposed to be in the room, the camera coming in, seeing me standing there looking over the balcony, the poor Cheyenne in the pool, and it's like great TV. My dad
It's
is
a great
happy.
story, Alex.
Everyone's
That's not
happy.
that is not
And
great TV. Someone dying on my show is not great TV.
I mean, apparently you are thinking about doing slime from the ceiling. I don't know whether you know about what PCB is.
Well,
So the only people who definitely can't be it are Ella, Alexander, and Judith, right?
I don't
Because
think that no, I don't think that Judith is totally out of it, because if Judith is totally out of it, so am I.
I think me and Nina have been together enough.
No, but
almost-
Judith,
Judith-
would never had the chance to get the key card, Nina.
Yes, she did. When she left the room at 11:15, at 11 o'clock, there was 15
Oh,
minutes.
okay, yeah, that's true.
and
that's true.
Judith,
but Ben
So then
saw
it's
me.
only Alexander and Ella who definitely not did.
But Judith doesn't have motive. What's her
No.
motive?
she
Yeah,
wanted
so-
out. She wanted
She
out.
wanted out.
Yeah, but
did.
she could have just waited until the finale is over.
Mm.
And not
Who
look
knows,
back,
maybe
rather
there's
than killing
something.
someone.
No,
I mean,
'cause
the
I'm cl-
letter Judith wrote to Nina is also something Nina could pressure
Yeah.
Judith with, right?
That's
but then why would I target Shell?
she can push Nina in the same way. They're like mutual.
Benji, what were you doing between 10:30 and 11 before you came to see me?
I was in the editing room, just finishing off doing the editing and looking sort of at the footage. And as I say, that's where I found out sort of obviously all the footage, which makes sort of Trae look bad. Ella looks sort of
Ah, so this
slightly
is when you were
crazy.
with Judith with Judith
Well,
for
Judith
half an hour.
left. Judith left, and then you came in. Judith left. You came in, and I suggested you go back to your room for a little bit, and then I basically carried on doing some more editing and looking at the footage, and that's when I discovered sort of Judith's actions over the last few days, where she was sort of acting really tense with Cheyenne.
I'll explain that.
Yeah, but yeah, and then I stepped out the room about 11 o'clock. Went
I
to
left you, went to Nina's. So it's me and Nina were clearing each other. So the only two people aren't really clear are Benji and Samantha.
Who's got real motive to kill Cheyenne?
Samantha
Samantha.
does, George does.
Yeah, I think
George-
most
George has
people
heard
have
Alex
argument
those.
does.
multiple
Ella
people
does.
George is kind of clear as well, isn't he?
because of the
Oh,
amount of
Why is
people-
George clear?
Because I
Masterpiece.
heard the argument around
That-
10 p.m.
That-
And
that
then-
is a-
I went to check in on Cheyenne, but Nina came to get Cheyenne.
that
So
doesn't
George
clear
was not.
George. That didn't clear George.
no.
Hmm.
And then you heard George shouting at someone at
In the
11, was
ceremony
it?
room.
Yes.
In the ceremony room, which is just below the dream suite.
Yeah. So this was at 10:45 or 11?
10:45. In between, I searched Samantha's room to see the contract, and then I hid it in my guest room.
All
Hmm.
right.
How
Hmm.
did you know about the contract?
I didn't. I just peeked into her room because I was looking for someone who was,
time was that?
ransacking my room. So I
What
was
time
like,
was that? What
people
time was
go
that,
into
George?
Yeah, what was in the briefcase?
What time was that, George?
at 10.
At 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
At 10
what
I
was
went
in the
into Samantha's
briefcase? I don't think we ever said what was in the briefcase.
I wish I could remember, but I really can't. I just
Okay,
think there are important things in there.
Okay.
And Alex, the reason why
All
you're
I
the-
know is my briefcase was stolen.
Yeah. Sorry,
Ah.
sorry, Sam. What do you say?
I was saying the only reason you were being hysterical is just that you found out that Cheyenne was being with your dad.
Yes, yeah.
So you loved her.
I was really into her, yes. And finding out that my dad was shagging the girl I'm in love with was kind of a downer.
Hmm.
It's just your pride.
And Ella, did Alex share this with you?
No,
Did he
No,
tell
he-
you why
barely
he was
told.
upset?
Yeah.
no, he didn't. He
He
was
barely
very
talked.
So
silent.
did you kill Cheyenne because you didn't want your dad to be with her?
No, I wouldn't have killed Cheyenne. because of
Alexander
this.
couldn't have killed because we know it's only one murderer. And Alexander and Ella
Altogether.
They vouch for
They
each other.
weren't
Well, I
together.
don't know what he did before I
Yeah.
went, before Judith went into his
I mean,
room.
I was like almost taking my room apart. I don't know whether anyone heard anything of this. And then I was throwing the key card out, which Ella saw. So that was my entry ticket to a room, and I didn't want to do it. So
Maybe you did before.
no, before that, I was talking to Judith, and
Mm.
then Nina came and gave me the ticket. I had like nosebleed and stuff. I just like wasn't in a good shape. And then
Nosebleed?
yeah, I had like a stupid nosebleed. Judith
Why?
Just I was taking some of Judith's pills, which helped with headache.
Judith?
Yeah, I just
Oh
took
my
it in an
God,
unconventional
Judith.
way. Anyway,
He wasn't taking pills I'd given him.
Thank you
I
for
was.
confirming my views of psychiatrists, Judith.
He wasn't taking
I was looking for cocaine, okay, in my room, because like Cheyenne had some, and I thought she might have forgotten something in my room. I couldn't find it, so I took the headache tablets and stomped them and made a line with those and got some nosebleed for it. Yeah,
Just needs to be white, right?
Do it in Taiwan these days, so that's why I learned it. And did this, and then Judith came in and was talking. I don't know whether anyone knew that Cheyenne was taking cocaine. No, it's a me thing. Okay, fair enough.
I
But
don't know. So
that's-
you're the
that's
only
what-
one who knew, and Judith probably because she's the one who gave it to her.
I
Did
didn't
you
give anyone
get
any
Cheyenne-
cocaine.
Did you
give
know
anyone
about
cocaine.
her cocaine addiction, though? Judith?
No.
What
Nina
do you
knew.
know?
Did
Who
Judith
had a
not know
cocaine-
anything?
Who had a cocaine addiction?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne,
She liked to take some cocaine.
did
Wow.
you see it in any footage? No.
It wasn't on my cameras,
No.
unfortunately.
What a weird detail, then. Yeah.
Well, okay,
Okay.
everybody, it is that
Goodbye.
time.
Can we send you a name?
Well, here's the deal: is the timer is just a soft timer. So if there's anything else that somebody needs to go over or still have some pressing questions, now is the time to do so. If nobody has anything that's of importance or new that they want to get off their chest or they want to ask somebody about, now is the time to do it. If not, then what I'm going to have everybody do is everybody shoot me a message in the chat of who you think is your vote for the killer. And then what I'll do is I'll go around the circle, have everybody tell everybody who they picked and why. And then I will read the conclusion that spills all the nasty details.
Oh, nice.
I will say this is the fifth group that I've now seen do this, and it is interesting every time to see what information is presented and what information is kept secret. Because your group kept some things secret that I didn't see any of the other groups.
Oh,
So it's
Wow.
it's interesting. It's interesting who shares what and who says what and all that kind of stuff. So
Maybe we didn't probe enough.
no, because sometimes you have to decide whether or not you want to share information to seem trustworthy, but do you want to share stuff that may make you look guilty as well?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, it's difficult. I was between two people.
same.
I'm between two people, but at the same time, I'm thinking if someone withheld information that would have changed my mind about somebody, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, but things you've got the kind of advantage over this because you know how like law and stuff works, and you've kind of got this probing mind as well. So you've got the definite advantage on this game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although this is not your sort of law, though, is it, Anna?
What?
It's not your sort of law.
No.
Not my area of law. It is going to be my area of law soon.
Oh, really? Nice.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, this is practice for you.
Yeah, if you don't get it right, then you just stop it.
I just need to change professions altogether.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate test.
God, what the pressure. My chest is getting tight.
Breathe. Don't have a heart attack on screen.
I know, right?
That would be great TV.
It's better than starting from the ceiling.
All right, everybody. So it looks like everybody has put in. So before I have you guys go do your stuff, since I have all the information, just to let you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first time, so you guys are the fourth group that I've done over Zoom, and then including the playthrough that I was in. The playthrough that I was in, I think we voted for 4 different people.
Wow.
The first Zoom playthrough voted for 5. Somebody actually wrote, I feel that it's this person, but I want to vote for this person. And if they had voted for the person they felt it was, they would have been 6 different people.
6.
Yeah. And then the second Zoom on here, there was a tie for first place with 2 and 2. And then yesterday afternoon, somebody had 3 votes and somebody else had 2. And then I think there were a couple of stragglers. So go ahead.
How
did ours line up?
Well, I'm about to tell you guys. So what I want you guys to do. So now I have your info. So go ahead and say who you think it is and why. So I'm just going to start. We'll start with Benjamin. So Benjamin, who do you think it is and why?
Judith. Because when I met in the hallway on my way to Sam's room, so something was a little bit off. I wasn't sure what was wrong, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So that's why I was suspicious of Judith.
Okay. Judith, who do you think it is?
Samantha, because she had the biggest motive. She was alone by herself for the longest time. If they come out with better daughter, I think probably Sharon was probably blackmailing her about that information. So,
okay. Samantha, who do you think it is?
Benjamin, I love you, but I think it's probably you, because the thing that you didn't know was that my daughter is our daughter, me and Benjamin. And I just couldn't place him exactly between 10:30 and 11:30. I had just met with him in the booth and told him about the argument that happened that I heard between Cheyenne and George, I think. And then he seemed like he told me that he cannot concentrate to working while I'm with him. And then for half an hour,
That
he
would have
was
been good
gone.
information for you to give us, Samantha.
I mean, I didn't want to incriminate my my lover.
Father,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Father of your
My
child.
father of my child.
baby father.
At
Maybe
11
father.
he was with me, but I was not so sure, but it was also between Judith and him, because at 11 as well, when he came back to my room, he seemed calm and happy, and he did not look like he just killed someone. So I don't know.
Nina, who do you think it is?
I think it's Samantha, but I may have changed my decision. I may have changed my opinion based on more information, but I wrote down Samantha.
Okay. George?
I think it was Samantha because she wanted the one thing I have plenty of, money.
Well, but I didn't sleep with you to get it, at least.
Ella?
I wrote down Samantha.
Oh my God, I'm so guilty.
Same reasons. Money.
And lastly, Alex.
Yeah, I was in between like Sam and Nina for it. I ended up writing down Nina just because I like the idea of her being so intriguing that she just tries to frame me. She throw her straight into the pool at the start of the evening.
You're a little twit still. You're a twit. That
and it's just like she saw everything falling apart, like one of the contestants having a child, the other one is crazy, and the other one is like completely ripping the show apart. Your psychologist is going to leave. There's this weird George who's like throwing money at people. So it's like, okay, this is the final season of the shit show. Like, make it a big one. Just a murder. have Alex frame for it, have some slime from the ceiling in the last moment as well. Just go for it. So yeah, I went for Nina.
Okay.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and read the conclusion. And so here we go. Judith Freud is not only particularly bad at keeping secrets, she also is not a real psychologist. And her name isn't really Freud. Years ago, Judith changed her identity, forged her recently deceased corporate psychologist certificate, and ever since has pretended to be a psychologist. Ultimately, she arrived on the set of The One and became one of Nina's closest confidants. The secrets that the candidates shared with Judith during their therapy sessions were passed on to Nina without exception. Then the producer skillfully used this information to create as much drama for the show as possible. Unfortunately, the two of them went a bit too far with their scheme last season, so much so that one of the final candidates had to be admitted to a psychiatric ward. Judith felt guilty and wanted to leave the show, but Nina convinced her to stay. Cheyenne and later Benjamin found Judith's letter of resignation in her desk and used it to blackmail her. In order to regain the upper hand in this power game, the fake psychologist tried to find incriminating information about Cheyenne, but would she have gone further if it had been enough to silence the contestant? So in that last round, there's your motive.
Mhm.
Benjamin Ballhouse temporarily accepted the job as cameraman for The One until he would financially be able to make his own documentary. In fact, he had been bored with some of the shots of overeager, sparsely dressed women until something sparked his interest last season, or rather, someone, the stunning Samantha. They began a secret relationship, and Benjamin was able to convince Nita to bring Samantha back for the new season. With Sam's looks and Benjamin's inside information, they hatched a plan to win the show. They would then build a new life together with Sam's prize money after she dumped Alexander in order to achieve this. Benjamin had prepared an emetic to add to Sam's uh, competitor Cheyenne's drink to induce violent nausea and quash her chances with Alexander. But would the otherwise shy cameraman go further to help his girlfriend win? Ella Newhouse really believed she would find her true love on The One. Despite her reserved nature, this spiritual veterinarian assistant had managed to become the last three candidates and was closer to her dream prince than ever before. Even her personal psychic had predicted victory. Last night, strengthened by this certainty, Ella slipped into Alexander's room and with this made love to him for the first time. Ella was now convinced that their love was indestructible and the only remaining danger was from her competitor Cheyenne. When this harlot tore off Ella's bikini top during the scuffle in the pool, Ella had a nervous breakdown. In her eyes, this humiliation destroyed her chance to win Alexander, and she was ready to leave the show. She really needed the money because the many psychic sessions, guru consultations, and soul crystals, excuse me, had used up all of her savings. Did the little mouse decide to secure the money and Alexander's love by removing her competition? Nina King was ambitious, determined, and unscrupulous. The success of The One was based on her gut feeling for drama and her skill in telling credible love stories for television. She didn't shy away from drastic measures, but during last season of The One, she obviously went too far. After the final episode of the show, one of the candidates had been admitted to the psychiatric ward. Nina managed to keep this scandal secret and continued to produce the show in her own way. And above all, this meant making arrangements. For each show, a select few knew from the start who she select would win. In Alexander's season, Nina had chosen Samantha and had shared this information with both of them. But when George secretly offered her $7.5 million to include Cheyenne in the show and guarantee her advancement to the finale, Nina agreed. The plan was to collect compromising recordings of Alexander and Cheyenne to ultimately expose and humiliate the Rose Bear. But on the final day of shooting, things got out of control. Alexander didn't want anything to do with Cheyenne anymore after she threw up in the pool, and he would not give her a second chance. Had Nina regained control on the set by getting rid of her Cheyenne problem? Alexander von Altenburg was perhaps the richest and best looking Rose Bear in years, but he was definitely not looking for love on The One. He'd led an exhilarating party life over half the globe, squandering his family's money. Alexander had tried to live up to his father's demands, but his ideas and inventions mostly resulted in lawsuits. The family gave him one last chance to reform himself publicly before he would be allowed to take over George's company as CEO. As the rose bearer on the one, he was supposed to demonstrate to the public what a responsible, honest, and loyal man he was. He had also agreed to choose Instagram beauty Samantha in the finale, but Alexander could not resist the charms of the other candidates. And so before the final episode, he ended up in bed with not only with Cheyenne, but also with Shy Ella. However, when Cheyenne threw up at the pool and Alex held her hair back, he discovered a chain with the family jewel's signature family trademark. For Alexander, this was a clear sign that she was involved with his father and that Cheyenne, with whom he had fallen in love, not was not who he thought she was. He grew so angry that he trashed his room and sniffed the powder from some of Judith's capsules in the absence of any other intoxicants. But in his madness, did he also kill Cheyenne, his father's mistress? Samantha Edwards became fed up with teeth whitening, fitness shakes, and shopping expeditions. Since participating in the last season of The One, the young mother had longed to return to the Instagram life on the set of the TV show, not only because she met her boyfriend Benjamin Ballhouse there, but also in order to ignite her career with a winning season. She made a secret arrangement with Nina, and so, even before the broadcast began, she believed she had already secured victory. With this in mind, she paid out 60,000 for a management deal, knowing her win would result in a much larger payout as a major influencer. The victory had now become even more important than before, but Alexander didn't seem to care about that arrangement and got alarmingly close to his competitor, Cheyenne. um, and so when Benjamin suggested that they give Cheyenne an emetic, Sam readily agreed. But it had been enough that Cheyenne threw up in the pool, making her completely unattractive to Alexander, or had Samantha finally made sure that she would win the show by getting rid of her only real competition? Sorry, Ella. George von Altenburg invested his life in his company. His reputation, self confidence, and good family name were all attached to it. But long ago, his wife pressured him into signing a clause in their contract that would hand over the company to his son. And now, with his investors already suspicious due to bad press reports, he was supposed to retire and leave it all to his useless son. Alexander hadn't shown any business sense, and George hates him with every fiber of his being. When his wife managed to secure their son's place on The One in order to polish Alexander's image in front of an audience of millions, George sensed his chance. He bribed the show's producers to include another candidate into the competition, Cheyenne, George's mistress for the past several weeks. He also promised Cheyenne a large sum if she would seduce Alexander on the show. Nina would then secretly record them having sex and using drugs. This way, when Alexander publicly proposed to audience favorite Samantha as planned, Nina could then show the video of Alexander having sex with Cheyenne the night before. His son would be ruined forever, and George would be able to keep his company. But Cheyenne demanded that George increase the amount and ended her affair with him when he was on the set for the finale's family date. After a loud argument in Cheyenne and Ella's room, George was furious. He saw Nina take Cheyenne up to the dream suite, found an access card in the hallway a little later, and went up shortly after 10:30 p.m. to confront Cheyenne. But his attempts to convince her were to no avail. Out on the balcony, when Cheyenne told him that she would rather have an affair with Alexander, a younger and more attractive version of George, the businessman lost control. He pushed her over the balcony railing into the
Sure.
villa's pool, but there wasn't any water in the pool as it had been cleaned after the evening's pool party. George went downstairs and tried to create an alibi for himself through a loud and noticeable phone call. Then Nina found Cheyenne's body floating in the newly full pool at 11:15 p.m. Particulars of the crime. Cheyenne was found floating in the pool at 11:15 with several broken bones and a head injury. Once Nina switched on the alarm system at 9:30, no one could have entered the outside area of the property without setting off the loud sirens. Since Nina brought Cheyenne up to the dream suite at 10 o'clock, the most logical explanation seems to be that Cheyenne fell into the pool from the suite's balcony. Since the pool was empty for a period of time that evening, a long fall into the empty pool would explain Cheyenne's various injuries. There are several factors that constrain the time of the crime. Cheyenne was not brought to the Dream Suite until 10 p.m., so we must consider Nina first. She could have killed Cheyenne at that time, but that seems illogical for two reasons. First, Nina had no motive to kill Cheyenne and risk a scandal on her set. Second of all, she urged Alexander to go to Cheyenne in the Dream Suite, a rather strange and risky move if Cheyenne was already lying dead in the pool. Therefore, it makes sense to set the time of the crime somewhat later. Alexander threw away his access card in the hall at 10:30, where Ella saw it later. When Ella with Ella's confirmation of this fact, this can be assumed to be true because only one person can lie. The pool was refilled with water at 11 p.m. Therefore, Cheyenne must have fallen into the pool between 10:30 and 11 p.m. The alibis. Alexander and Ella had alibis for each other, and Judith and Nina had alibis for each other. No one else had an alibi opportunity. Not everyone knew that Cheyenne was in the dream suite. Samantha and Benjamin had no idea about the additional secret date that Nina arranged with Cheyenne and Alexander, and therefore can be eliminated as suspects. Only George would be remaining as a suspect.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Well done, George.
Well,
Yeah, well done,
I,
George.
the two that I thought of were Samantha and George because I kept on seeing him in the hallway, but just that whole thing about the money threw me off.
Yeah, I was
And
between
not
Judith and
disclosing the
George.
baby.
Yeah, I thought the phone call stuff was fishy, but
So the
Yeah.
statistics of y'all's voting: Samantha got 4 votes. George got 0. Benjamin,
Zero.
Judith, and Nina got 1. In the second game the other night, it was Sam and George that tied for 2 votes. In yesterday's game, George made I don't want to say a goof, but George, when he was reading his book, did not interpret that the 7.5 million was to get Cheyenne on the show, just to make just to make Alexander look bad. And so George and Nina were giving conflicting information from round 2.
Mm.
And so even with that, George came up with some good lies toward the end, but still ended up getting 3 votes over Samantha's 2 yesterday. In my game, and it's very interesting, and I'll kind of talk about the things that you guys didn't talk about. In my game, um, my wife Mariana, I don't know if you guys know her, but she played Nina, and so Nina the whole time she kept going. It wasn't George, guys. No, George paid me $7.5 million to put Cheyenne on the show, and he's boinking Cheyenne. So why would he go and kill her? We and it came out at the very end, but we discovered very early because I played Judith that I knew that Alexander was under the influence and was not in his right mind. And so we were all convinced that because Alexander was gorked out of his mind on drugs, he did not notice Ella grab the key card, go up to the room, kill Cheyenne, and come back. And it's also interesting because everybody plays their roles a little differently. Our Ella was more quiet and she wasn't as like being as innocent um and denying of the fact that she could have killed Benjamin. But in the end, um, we got 3 votes on our Ella. Eric Summerer played our George, and he did great. He was dropping one-liners left and right, but ultimately it was our Nina who made me think that it wasn't George. And so if you guys noticed in the letter that Benjamin finds to Judith that says, "I'm not what you think I am," nobody asked her about that. Nobody was like, "Judith." So
yeah.
when we were playing it live, Stephen Bonacore was our Benjamin, and he pulled it out. And he's like, "Judith, you've got some lies going on. You need to tell me. Judith isn't even your real name, is it?" And I hadn't seen this letter, and I was like, "No, I'm a fraud. Freud isn't even my name." And I
Oh,
just
you
I came
put
out
out
with it.
everything.
And
I was
I didn't even know that the letter was like didn't get into that details, but that it was my letter from resignation from the previous year. But everybody felt like I was very trustworthy because I spilled the beans and told everything. Like from the first 5-10 minutes of the game, I just put it out all on the table there. So it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, in none of the groups that I've watched did the fact that Samantha and Benjamin were in love, like we're gonna
Yep.
get married in love. Nobody, and to me that it's kind of crazy because to me that would be a good reason to not suspect these two
Hmm.
because there's no collusion
Right.
going on in the story, but in none of the games, Werewolf Killer played our Sam, so of course we got very little.
Oh, God.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but and Jenny St. Arnold, she played our Alex, and she played him like a surfer dude, like whatever, dude, you know. And so,
Yeah,
so
no.
yeah,
I mean, it was fun. I mean,
Hmm.
definitely
it's just
fun.
interesting. It's interesting as to see what things came to the
Well, yeah.
surface and
Yeah.
what things
Yeah,
don't come to the surface.
As I say, I didn't want to sort of reveal the sort of the love of interest, because that's something which, I mean, yeah, it was helpful, but it wasn't, because it wouldn't have.
It paints
It
you
would-
guys in a more loving, caring light.
Yeah,
Right.
I do think it was
exactly.
interesting, Chris, that you kept Judith's letter until towards the end when it would be fresh in people's minds rather than in revealing it immediately. So that was very interesting.
I was
So-
just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's just going to absolutely blow everything up towards me. I was just like, oh dear God, how am I going to explain that one?
I just, I think if they had come out as a couple, knowing that there was no collusion, then that
yeah.
would have been different.
Mm.
Okay, so the moral of the
It was
story.
fun. Thank you,
is-
Trae.
Moral of the story is always Lucas.